Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the WWE Fantasy Log.
Yay.
I am your host, James Phoenix. As always, with me are Jeff and John.
What's up?
Hello.
There is a recurring theme here, so I'm just going to address it right off. Our fourth member, Tiffany, unfortunately works in a retail location that is in a mall. So holiday means more hours, means less availability for this. So
Yeah.
there is a good chance that we will not be joined by Tiffany again until after the holiday season.
So probably for the finale of the season.
Yeah, we'll get her in here at least for the draft, if nothing else, because we kind of need her for that. But that aside, we probably won't have her in a lot of regular recordings because they're giving her more hours. She has to be up earlier, so on and so forth.
Indeed.
And work later, what have you. So, with that, we do still have the three of us, and we do still have shenanigans to address.
Indeed.
Let's do this. As always, we're going to start off with the news, then we'll recap the programming, score of the Fantasy League, all that good stuff.
Indeed.
All right, then. So, let me go ahead and open the appropriate linkage, and we will begin with the news. So, let's talk about this first. As was reported several weeks ago, and as has been known and discussed,
Yes.
Chris Jericho is running a little tenure with NJPW. He will be wrestling Kenny Omega at the January 6th Wrestle Kingdom 12 event, the NJPW equivalent to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody out there in TV and internet land is interested in watching that match and does not happen to conveniently be in Japan, you can, in fact, check it out on AXS TV.
I do believe that is his last scheduled wrestling match before going to play music for like 6 months.
That's fair enough.
Or not 6 months, like 4 months until like April.
Right. Which is convenient because April is WrestleMania.
Yeah, but he's not due back until after WrestleMania. Literally, his last tour date is WrestleMania, so he ain't showing up for WrestleMania because he's going to be in a presumably sold-out arena rocking out.
Okay. Anyway, AXS TV will premiere New Japan Pro Wrestling's biggest show of the year, Wrestle Kingdom 12, on Saturday, January 6th at 8 p.m. in a 3-hour special event. There will be championship battles between Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, Kazuchika Okada and Tetsuya Naito, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jay White. So definitely check those out. In addition, additional coverage of Wrestle Kingdom 12 will premiere as part of AXS TV's weekly series Friday nights at 8 p.m. beginning on January 12th. So you can see that as well. AXS TV Fights CEO Andrew Simon made the announcement that the Wrestle Kingdom 12 broadcast marks the fastest turnaround time for the spectacular airing just 2 days after the event takes place at the Tokyo Dome. So it's not live, but it is televised.
Fair enough.
Wrestle Kingdom 12 will showcase the event's 3 headlining championship matches: U.S. Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, IJPW Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada versus G1 Climax 27 Tournament Champion Tetsuya Naito, and IGPW Intercontinental Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jay White.
Okay, then.
So good stuff like that. The coverage of the event will continue following the special event over 5 episodes Friday nights starting January 12th at 8 p.m. on the network's award-winning weekly series, including the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship match between RPG 3K, Sho and Yo, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. The 4-way IGPW Junior Heavyweight Championship bout featuring Marty Scurll and Will Ospreay versus Kushida and Marty Scurll versus Will Ospreay versus Kushida versus Hiromu Takahashi, and the ROH World Title match between Cody and Kota Ibushi.
Hmm.
The championship matches featuring Tanahashi versus White, Omega Jericho, and Okada Naito will also have an encore airing during this time. So definitely check out all that great Wrestle Kingdom 12 stuff. If you would like to know whether you have AXS TV in your vicinity, go to www.axs.tv/subscribe, and you can put in your zip code and select your television provider to find out if you have it, and if so, what channel. So good stuff happening there. All right, what else? What else we got? Speaking of WWE superstars competing not in WWE, or former WWE superstars, as the case might be.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a former WWE Women's Champion retire this past week. And that retiree was Candice Michelle.
Oh, wow.
She wrestled her final match at the House of Hardcore 36 Blizzard Brawl 2017 in Wisconsin. It's worth noting that it was her first match since leaving WWE back in 2009, and that was also billed as her retirement match.
That explains. I was like, I didn't even know she was wrestling. I hadn't heard of her wrestling anywhere. She already retired. It's like, it's her first match in 8 years and her retirement. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Now everything lines up.
Indeed, there are some clips available. She had a one-on-one match with Elisa Marie Varone, also known as Victoria. Clips of that are available at House of Hardcore on Twitter if you'd like to check those out. Moving along. Let's see what order we're going to do this in. Yeah, all right, let's get. Speaking of people that are former WWE superstars, why not? Keep the theme going.
All right.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
Best there is, best there was, the best there ever will be.
Or so you would think.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't know?
But I will tell you that I will tell you who is not the best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be.
Okay.
And that would be, let's see here. That would be the people at the Peter Lougheed Center.
Okay.
More specifically, Dr. Jung. Dr. Justin Jung, specifically, a plastic surgeon. Because apparently, thanks to Dr. Justin Jung, Bret Hart has now lost the use of his right index finger and thumb. In a statement claim filed on behalf of the former wrestler, he says he underwent surgery 2 years ago to deal with a decades-old injury. The lawsuit explaining that back in 1981, while performing as a wrestler, Bret Hart injured his right wrist by chipping his scaphoid, one of 8 small bones that are in the wrist. And he basically just left it and never got it dealt with. So back in 2015, he decided, I guess it was causing him pain, and decided to finally get it dealt with. So he went to Dr. Justin Jung, who advised him that he could perform a surgery to repair the right wrist by a partial fusion of the wrist bones. On November 23rd of 2015, said surgery occurred at the Peter Lougheed Center. About 6 weeks later, he returned to Dr. Jung to have the 3 pins removed, and he complained about ongoing swelling and pain, as well as the fact that his index finger and thumb did not function. The doctor responded that he should wait and see how he healed, but during visits in March, April, and August, he continued to report severe pain and lack of mobility. It says that the lawsuit says Jung and other unnamed members of the surgery team failed to provide proper medical care. Quote, the defendants were negligent, breached the duties of care they owed to Mr. Hart, and breached their agreement with him. Among specific allegations of negligence, including that the defendants left a tourniquet on Mr. Hart's right arm on too long, such that the circulation of the nerves and tendons to the right thumb and index finger were damaged by a prolonged insufficient blood supply of oxygen, as the case might be. As a result, he has suffered severe disabilities and limitations. He's unable to participate in his previous recreational and social activities. listing some of the problems he's had. He's unable to use his right hand to pick up and functionally use objects, including pens, pencils, eating utensils, and tools. He's unable to properly dress himself without assistance. In October, he underwent a second surgery in Vancouver, but the outcome of that procedure is not yet known. Bret Hart is seeking $1 million in damages, general damages, plus unspecified amounts for lost income and other losses. So we hope the second surgery helped Bret Hart and that his hand is okay, and we hope that the lawsuit goes on and gets his $1 million, because that sounds like horseshit.
Buddy, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
And this doctor does not want it to escalate because since he's in good standing now, he could just, call in a favor from Greenwich, Connecticut.
Can you see, Dr. Yoon? There's a B next to my name, and that B stands for billionaire. And when I'm done, there's going to be a B next to your name, too. And you know what that B's going to stand for? Bankrupt.
Pretty much.
Broken.
Delete.
That would be amazing. Dr. Yoon, this court finds you guilty. And your sentence? Deletion!
All right. So, moving along into news. What else we got here? So WWE was on a Middle East tour this week, if you hadn't heard.
Yes, they were.
And two relevant notes from that. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do those yet. We're going to come back to that. Speaking of lawsuits.
Okay.
We'll keep a theme going here. A lawsuit has been dropped. Specifically, that was the lawsuit filed against WWE by former superstars Marcus Buff Bagwell and Scott Raven Levy in an attempt to get royalties for their appearances on WWE Network's services.
Okay.
The general gist of the lawsuit was they felt that basically because their footage and likenesses were being used in the network programming, they believe that the wording in a clause in their former contracts owed them royalties for appearing on the network in old footage.
Okay.
WWE ended up filing a counter lawsuit against Levy. However, both cases were dropped. In the settlement agreement, WWE retained the rights to refile the lawsuit against Levy if he were to ever file a lawsuit against WWE again. They were reportedly represented by Clint Bruno and Matthew Peterson out of Chicago and William H. Clendenin Jr. of New Haven. Well, WWE was represented by Jerry McDevitt out of Pittsburgh, Jerry Mueller out of Hartford, and Jonathan Tropp out of Stamford, of course. So that lawsuit has been dropped. And an agreement was reached.
Is that legal?
What do you mean?
Well, because WWE filed the lawsuit against them, which means it was officially in the system, which means they were officially charged with whatever the lawsuit was saying that they did, or whatever the counter lawsuit was. So isn't there such a thing as called statute of limitations and double jeopardy?
That is only in criminal cases.
Oh.
That applies to criminal court. If you say, I don't know, let's say you were to kill somebody and commit a murder, you can be tried for that murder, but if you are found innocent, you can't be tried for that murder again. However, this is all civil court. You can sue people for shit in civil court over and over again, and it don't matter a damn.
As long as you have the money, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Because really civil court's only purpose is to basically award monetary compensation. That's all civil court does.
Fair enough.
Among other minor things that are done in municipalities, like traffic violations and shit. That's technically civil court. But
right.
Civil courts are mostly about lawsuits for money. It's the shit you see on TV, Judge Judy, Judge Mathis, so on. That's civil court. That's a small claims court, but it's still a civil court. So, yeah, right. Civil court's just about money. So if the two parties get together and say, look, we agree we'll start doing this. If you give us money, all right, we agree, then everything can be dropped. It doesn't matter a damn. They just can't.
And then they can re-sue them later.
Right. WWE reserve the right to re-sue Raven later if he pulled this crap again.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, what else we got? It's being dropped. All right, we'll go back to the Middle East thing. I don't have a segue, so we'll just go back to the Middle East news.
Speaking of people with egos,
Hmm?
WWE Vince McMahon has an ego. Moving over to the Middle East, speaking of people with egos.
Okay.
For Triple H.
Remember what we discussed yesterday?
Okay.
I assumed that was going to be one of the things you were going to mention.
Hmm.
Considering that was, over there in that tour where said ego was stroked.
I was not gonna. Go ahead.
Well, I thought you were going to mention like all the matches and shit that happened over there and what they did.
Well, I was gonna mention a relevant match, but I wasn't gonna mention a whole bunch of shit. If you want to cover it, go ahead. Run through it.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, so Triple H decided to give himself a title match for no reason.
He did, but he intentionally lost the title match, and then he put Roman over afterward.
He did, but he still put himself in the match without earning it. He literally came out to like face off against a Shield, looked Roman dead in the eyes and said, you think I came all this way to leave empty-handed? I'm coming for that title. Like, you can't do that. You haven't earned shit. You just got back into the ring. What the fuck, dude? No.
Technically,
he
he
lost,
can.
but-
Vince put the WWE title on himself more than once.
They were all bad.
Vince Russo put the belt on himself.
Just getting worse.
Yeah, but didn't Vince McMahon earn that title by winning the Royal Rumble?
Does Vince ever earn a title?
Not really.
He hasn't earned shit.
True.
Yeah.
Also, Triple H's entrance gear was weird.
Was it?
It looked weird. Like, when he came out to be with the Shield in Europe, was badass because he came out with like a black vest with like his emblem on the back. It looked fucking awesome. But this one, he came out with some sort of like sleeveless like coat thing. It was weird as hell. I was like, okay, that does not look good. What are you doing? Like, I don't know, see if I can find it. See, Triple H. Where was this? This was in, was it Abu Dhabi? Yeah.
Or in that area.
Let's see if they have a picture of him walking out. Yeah, here we go. This is fucking weird. Like, Triple H wearing this is like, what the fuck?
All right, let's take a look.
I guess it looks okay, but let me see if I can find a better shot of it. I'll go with this one.
Find a better shot of it.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so view. Whoa, stop scrolling. View image. It's a little blurry, but you'll be able to see it.
Well, let's take a look.
Assuming the share works. Okay, screen share. Can you see that?
I can see your blackness.
That still doesn't work. Okay, let me screen share a different one. Because it gives me like 5 different things. Let's try this. How about that?
Nope, black. Oh, there it goes. Now it came in. Okay.
That's Triple H. Like, that doesn't look right on Triple H, that coat. That's weird.
Yeah.
You look like an old man. Why? As opposed to this, which is what he wore on the European tour, which looks fucking badass. That is fucking cool.
That is blackness.
It didn't show it when I switched it over.
No.
No, for some reason. I don't know.
All right, let me try it. Stupid screen share. Google, fix your shit.
Stop using shitty images.
Yeah. Ah, what the shit? No, this one. Can you see this?
Blackness. What browser are you using?
Microsoft Edge.
Well, there's your fucking problem. That's a shitty browser. Don't use that.
Let's try this.
Think about it. You're using a Google video streaming product. What impetus would they have to allow Microsoft shit to work with their product? That makes no sense.
Because it's running on a Microsoft operating system.
Doesn't matter. It's still Google's Hangout software running through their servers.
Still blackness?
Yes. Open it in Firefox.
I don't have Firefox.
Download Firefox.
Here, let's try
Or at least open it in Chrome.
I don't have that either. Let's try this.
John, buy him a browser for Christmas.
Those are free. Wait. Okay, Jim. Watch your browser. Here's a download link.
Edge, Force Explorer.
Now give him one of those 1,000 hours of free AOL discs.
I don't think I have any, but
I
feel like I might somewhere.
Well, all right, I'll do this. You can see yourself on my screen, right?
I see me. Whoa.
Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, I see water spit.
Yeah. See what he's wearing? That's badass. That other coat, not so much.
He's wearing an Austin vest with a collar.
Pretty much. It's a sleeveless leather jacket. It looks fucking awesome. The other coat, it makes him look like some old guy trying to look tough against Roman Reigns.
I don't know. That other coat he was wearing, maybe, but then again, it also looked kind of like Aiden's coat from Watch Dogs. So,
see, I think it would have looked fine if he didn't have the sleeves rolled up, or if they weren't short sleeve. If the coat was all the way down, the sleeves were all the way down, so it was like a trench coat. I think that would look fine. Mm-hmm. But that particular jacket on Triple H was just like, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Turn him into Joey Wheeler.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Rage. Anyway.
But yeah, so he decided to give himself a title match. Granted, like you said, he did it to put Reigns over, but still, he gave himself a title match that he did not earn.
Yeah, but still, at least it was a decent match. I mean, they gave a title match to David Arquette.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
But did he actually semi-earn that match? Because wasn't he actually on WCW television for a little bit before getting that match?
I don't know. I didn't watch WCW. It was before my time. John?
I thought there was a storyline leading up to that match, which meant he semi-earned it by actually investing in the storyline.
Yeah.
More than Triple H did just by showing up and saying, I'm the boss, give me a title match.
Okay, then. Well, anyway, moving along. So, additional things that happened in Abu Dhabi.
Indubitably.
Include some WWE history being made. Vince McMahon put out congratulations explaining this, specifically to Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks for being the first women to ever compete in a pro wrestling match in the United Arab Emirates. How about that?
Indeed, but
it was cool. Their outfits were...
Yes, unfortunately, because there are laws over there about what women are allowed to wear in the ring and whatnot, they did have alternative costumes.
It reminded me, like, what they were wearing was what I thought. This is way back. But when they were like, oh, we're going to make a Darkstalkers cartoon, I was like, what they were wearing is what I pictured they were going to do to Morgan and Felicia so they could put it on, like, a children's time block.
Well, as you can see here, this is what Sasha Banks was wearing. As you can see here, her husband Makazi took MVP's old ring gear that was lying around and just modeled it.
I thought it was the player 2 color of who was it? One of the 205 guys.
Here, Jim, allow me.
205.
I think it's Mustafa Ali.
A little bit, yeah.
Kinda. Okay, yeah, kind of. I can see that.
Here, Jim, allow me. There, that's their outfits.
Oh, there we are. That'll work.
I thought it was going to be a black screen.
And I find it hilarious. Look at their poses. They have the exact same entrance pose. What the fuck? I never realized that they did that side by side. I'm like, wait, they used the same hand gesture? What?
Well, no, I think it was an intentionally chosen gesture because in Sasha's case, it shows off the legit rings. In Alexa's case, it shows off the skull hand gloves.
Well, that's actually Sasha's pose. She does it with both hands to show off her knucks, but yeah. I think Alexa's done it before too, now that I'm thinking about it, but I kind of like Alexa's outfit because it fits her. Sasha's is totally Power Rangers. What the fuck?
A little bit.
She's totally the Violet Ranger here.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
Also, residents of the United Arab Emirates in comments on the video, because people were like bashing that, oh, they had to cover up their bodies. Fuck you, you backwards country. And people were like, okay, number one, it's absolutely illegal to come out in something like a bikini. They would have been arrested and executed. Number two, they're lucky they let them even show their hair.
Right, but I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah, I think you missed the point. No,
that was people weren't saying fuck you to them for
it's cool if it's again.
Yeah, they weren't saying fuck you for for because you did this because it was the law. They're saying fuck it for being the law.
Yeah, which is cool because
they're saying fuck the law.
Mistreating women's not cool.
Yeah, and as one woman pointed out, well, we can wear bikinis on the beach, but this ain't no beach.
Bash at the beach. You heard it here, folks.
Yes,
there you go.
I've solved everything.
I think technically they could have worn what they wanted, but they chose to respect the culture and the laws of, the country they're going into.
Yeah.
Which I respect them for that, despite the fact that, I'm sorry, Sasha's outfit looks like shit.
I'm pretty sure they have to do that. I mean, didn't Jericho, get in trouble in Brazil?
Well, I don't know what they do with his outfit. That was because he decided, I'm going to take a Brazilian flag and I'm going to throw it on the ground and step on it.
But that was against the law, so I don't think they
Yes, which is why he got immediately thrown out of the country, and they tried to ban him.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish they would have done with Alexa's outfit is not put her in her t-shirt. That just kind of ruins the outfit, in my opinion. I wish that her chest part, it looks like basically she's wearing her t-shirt. I wish that it more matched the rest of her outfit. Because the rest of her outfit looks fucking awesome. But then your eye goes straight to the Twisted Bliss logo right on her chest. And you're just like, that doesn't work with the outfit.
Well, I'm assuming she took the Twisted Bliss shirt off when she was actually wrestling.
No, that looks like the actual chest piece of the ring gear.
No, it's not. You can clearly see that is a sleeveless t-shirt pulled over the ring gear.
Oh, is it?
You can very clearly tell.
See if they have if I can find another picture of her in the ring. Maybe not. That's not much. Okay, admittedly, that's kind of cool where she put her jacket on over the ring gear. That actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That works. Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right. She has the shirt on over the ring gear. Okay, fair enough. I stand corrected.
I told you. It's a t-shirt over the ring gear. She got to the ring and took the t-shirt off so she could wrestle, I would assume. That's how that works.
Wait a minute. That's... Oh, okay, I see. But that's actually kind of different, too.
Here,
maybe not.
Here, I've got it.
Well, that's a picture of her right there with the shirt on, so it's quite clearly a shirt.
Right, and I'm just going to show you for the benefit of seeing what was actually going on. Here, for what's actually going on, somebody made it in 2K.
Ah. That's pretty cool.
Okay, that's badass. That's really good ring gear. I like that. That's actually really good. Again, Sasha's, what the fuck? Just because she's a good guy doesn't mean she has to be the Power Ranger. Come on now.
Yeah.
Makazi, I know you're friends with Xavier Woods, but come on, dude. Just no. Just all the no. But anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it's not, hers isn't terrible ring gear, but come on. Alexis was just far better.
Fair enough. We'll turn that off. All right.
Is it wrong I want to take Alexa in that ring gear and give her Jericho's entrance?
Not at all. All right. So, yeah. So, that was a thing that happened. So, congratulations to those ladies for being the first women to compete in a match in the Middle East, or should say in the United Arab Emirates specifically. So, well done.
Indeed. And if anybody out there is interested in the video I was referring to where all those comments were, go to WWE's YouTube channel. And there's actually I think it was a post-match interview with Sasha Banks where she's, Sasha Banks, so she's crying like a baby. And giving an interview about, history making and all that stuff. Yeah. So, man, Internet, you need to chill, man. I mean, my God, some of that shit was ruthless. I was like, come on, that was uncalled for.
It's a cultural difference. Anyway, in addition to that aforementioned 2 matches that we discussed happening, there was another event that occurred before his match with Roman Reigns, WWE COO Triple H. Took some time out to make a little more history by welcoming some new signees, specifically welcoming Nasser Arouet, the first Kuwaiti man to sign a contract with WWE, as well as welcoming Shadia Basesio, who earlier this year became the first Arab woman from the Middle East to sign with WWE. So they are now they are signed and welcome to the WWE. So that is good for them.
Let us hope he doesn't come in as a heel.
Yeah.
Because if he comes in as a heel, we have the next Muhammad Hassan.
We'll see. But yeah, as you can see, these are the two new superstars in question, hanging out with Triple H. Check them out. So
or he's going to be Jinder Mahal's replacement.
Yeah. Oh, we welcome them. Oh, we welcome them to the WWE universe.
Family. Yeah. Let's hope your tenure is long and fruitful.
Indeed, quite. So congratulations to them. I'm sure we will see them at...
And if they want you to be a heel, you tell them no. Because that will fuck your career right down the toilet.
Apparently, both of the superstars in question impressed WWE coaches and training personnel during their invitation-only tryout in Dubai last April. Basesio's contract signing was announced in October, while Arouet made his contract signing official before WWE's second live event in Abu Dhabi Friday night. In addition to conveying gratitude, Basesio expressed her excitement about starting training at the Performance Center come the new year, saying on Twitter, "What an incredible moment. Thank you at Triple H for making me feel so welcome. I can't wait to start training at WWE Performance Center in Orlando in January. Hashtag WWE Abu Dhabi, hashtag Shadia Basesio, hashtag Nasser Arouet." On a related note, by the way, if anybody did not know, the WWE Performance Center has its own Twitter account.
Really?
Of course it does.
You're going to go check that out. That's at WWE Perform CTR.
I wonder who manages that account.
So you can go check that out. The website for the Performance Center, if you'd like to try to get yourself in there, it's recruit.wwe.com, by the way.
Good luck with that.
So there you go. Official Twitter account of the Performance Center facility. Good times. All kinds of good things. Okay. Anyway, let us go ahead and move on to more news, more things. Now that the Middle Eastern news has been covered, we do have a couple more things to talk about.
Okay.
Before I swing back into this, let's do this one next, real quick. We'll take a moment to talk about Impact.
The sinking ship?
Mm-hmm. Well, the
Titanic.
Well, the Titanic of wrestling companies has decided that now is the time to appoint a few new officers.
Yes, they did.
Specifically, Scott D'Amore and Don Callis are the new executive vice presidents of Impact Wrestling.
After firing all the previous ones.
Yep. Let's see. They have joined the company as executive vice presidents, reporting to Ed Nordholm, and they will form a 3-member executive committee with him, with overall responsibility for developing the creative direction for the company and managing the execution of the company's business plan. Don Callis has built a critically acclaimed 15-year career in the wrestling business as a performer, color commentator, and writer for WWF, ECW, and TNA. After retiring from wrestling in 2004, he obtained an MBA and established another successful career in international business. Callis recently returned to the world he loves and is now the color commentator for New Japan Pro Wrestling, a role he will retain. And co-hosts the hit podcast Killing the Town on the Jericho Network.
Okay, then.
Scott D'Amore has held just about every position in the wrestling industry, including performer, trainer, promoter, writer, and producer. He's an Impact Wrestling original, having been with the company from its early days in the Asylum until his departure in 2010. In his time away, he applied his entrepreneurial spirit to transform the D'Amore Group from a family-run construction company into a multifaceted real estate development company. He has kept his hand in the industry, running Border City Wrestling in Windsor in collaboration with the Entertainment Technology Program at St. Clair College, and also owns and operates Can-Am Wrestling, a successful professional wrestling training facility that has produced numerous top talents in the wrestling industry today. I am excited that Don and Scott have made this commitment to the company, said Ed Nordholm. The 50 years of experience and success in the wrestling industry brought by Don and Scott, combined with the global media, marketing, sales, and financial expertise of Anthem, provide the management depth and expertise that will propel Impact Wrestling to greater success as we continue to expand our footprint, embrace digital opportunities, and grow the brand.
Greater success denotes that they have success to begin with. The fact that you have like dwindling talent, if you can call it that, yeah. Especially since, you know, Zeb Coulter walked out on your ass.
They may have dwindling talent, but they do have a network.
With no talent. They're putting everything else in place, but they don't have the talent to back up the infrastructure they're putting in place because they don't give a shit about retaining talent, which is, if you look at the facts, they really don't, because their talent is walking out the damn door in droves. So it's like, great, you have all this infrastructure. You're trying to solidify the upper branches, blah, blah, blah. How about retaining the talent before, you know, you have all this infrastructure and no talent, which is what they're heading into, basically. Because they just lost Zeb Coulter, who, after they canned Jeff Jarrett, his position of authority, the power he had, kind of went away. So he said, peace, I'm out of here. Another guy, I can't remember his name, but he used to work for WWE and stuff. He was like really high up in the wrestling echelon, if you will, walked out. And they were basically replaced with these two guys to form the trifecta. You have fucking James Storm not re-upping, so he's probably going to end up on WWE, and we're probably going to see some version of Beer Money at some point in WWE. Fucking Zack Ryder's girlfriend, who recently became the TNA Knockouts champion, wanted to leave a while ago. She was talking about leaving a while ago, but when she found out TNA was going to give her the belt, she just was like, okay, I'm just not going to tell TNA until after I get the belt. So she got the belt, and now it's questionable whether she's going to stay. Some of the superstars and stuff in TNA are saying, well, she's the knockout champion. She's obviously company woman. She's going to stay. But the way I look at it is, number one, her boyfriend is Zack Ryder, who's in the fucking United States of America. Okay, TNA is in Canada. That's going to be a huge trans relationship. I don't know if she wants to do that. Number two, WWE wants her. So you have her boyfriend who's in the U.S., the company her boyfriend works for that wants her in the U.S. Why the fuck would she stay? And she'll probably make more money in said company of her boyfriend. So why would she stay? She's got what she wanted out of TNA. She's become the champion. Peace. And Jim and I were joking the other day of it'd be kind of hilarious and would never happen, but what if she Alundra Blaze that shit?
That'd be messed up.
What's that, John?
That'd be messed up.
And I further the joke of when she comes out to do it, she drops it in, and Zach is standing there with her because boyfriend, girlfriend, and he just grins and goes, woo, woo, woo. You know it.
And then I joked, and then he gets promptly assaulted by Mojo Rawley.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
But yeah, given the facts in this, I really don't see any reason for her to stay in TNA. I really don't. And I would not be surprised if maybe she stays long enough for like the title run, then she drops the title and then just leaves.
I can see it.
Because I think her contract is going to be up pretty soon. So I see her like maybe waiting out the rest, working the rest of her contract and then just not re-upping the contract.
Makes sense.
Because if she really does love Zack Ryder, if they're really like, they're really serious about the relationship, it makes no sense for her to stay. It really doesn't. Because they're going to require all their talent to basically move to fucking Canada.
Yeah.
And she won't do that if she's truly in love with Zack Ryder. Because Zack Ryder's not leaving the WWE unless he gets fired. And at this point, he's probably not. With how over he is with the fans. And how long he's been there, he's probably going to retire in the WWE. And he's probably got still a long way to go. So I don't see him going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, it's his fucking nickname, Long Island Ice Z. You can't do that if you live in fucking Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Florida now.
I know, but it's still the United States. It works.
Pretty far from Long Island, though.
Yeah, well, you have Carmella, who's impersonating a New Yorker. Is there a difference there? At least Zack Ryder actually is a New Yorker, even if he doesn't live there anymore. That's why he calls himself Long Island IC, because he was born and raised on Long Island.
I don't think he calls himself that much anymore, probably.
No, he doesn't call it that anymore.
Yeah, no, not really.
But it would still apply, because Zack Ryder. But yeah, and then there's other. I don't know the list of all the talent and stuff that's leaving from TNA, but there was like a lot of people recently who were just like, Pace? Oh, you're going to Canada? Bye.
Yep.
I guarantee you the Canada move was a huge impetus for a lot of the people who left to leave.
Oh, yeah. Without fail.
Yeah, so, I mean, unless Ed Nordholm strikes some huge mega deal with Bret Hart, I don't know what kind of talent they're going to have.
Well, let's be fair. Canadian wrestling schools put out some of the best talent in the world, so if he gets in some new guys, he could build from the ground up.
He could, but then again, you have Canadians in WWE who would basically lure them all away. You have fucking Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Bret Hart, Chris Jericho. Literally, like, all the best Canadian wrestlers in the world are or were in WWE, and they'd be like, just go there. You're going to get paid more. You're going to have job security.
Job security? Yeah, okay.
More than TNA.
Someone asking the same, hey, Sammy, should I go to WWE? He's like, yeah, they treated me right. And they're like, thanks, I'm going to stay over here now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just still think WWE is a better company than TNA.
They are, but realize they don't know how to use the talent they have now.
Yeah, that's true.
You give them more talent, it's just all going to be wasted.
Yeah, but TNA doesn't know how to use talent, period. They know how to, make them want to leave.
Well, now, once upon a time they did.
Yeah, before Anthem took over.
Yeah, but anyway, either way, it's one of those things where, WWE can only take on so much talent unless they start opening another brand. So,
well, put them in NXT, because NXT needs an injection of talent.
Yeah, but it's not exactly a long show. Only so many people can compete on that show.
No, but it becomes a revolving door, because you put people in NXT, you call them up to the main roster when people in the main roster start retiring, and we have some superstars who are old enough that within the next year or two, they're going to start retiring.
Only Kane.
AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Styles and Shinsuke have like 2 or 3 years left.
Like I said, in a couple years.
You said in a year.
I said in like 2 years. Like AJ's been talking a lot about he wants to retire at about age 42, and he's 40 now. So,
well,
and Shinsuke's up there. You have Asuka, who's not that young. She's probably going to retire in like 3 or 4 years.
Asuka's not that old.
They have to job her out to Rousey first. Also, please don't do that.
If they job anyone out to Rousey, it's going to be the 4 Horsewomen, because that's the storyline they're going to go with.
Yeah, Asuka's not young, but she's only 36. She's not that old.
Speaking of Ronda Rousey, it has been reported that Ronda Rousey... It has been reported, though, that Ronda Rousey is in the final stages of her negotiations with WWE on her contract. So basically, she's going to sign her contract soon, and then she's going to show up. Yep. Which ties into the other news coming out of NXT. I don't know if you have this one, Jim. So on NXT, I think last week or this week's NXT, a little video thing popped up, and it was a silhouette of someone pretty muscular on the screen, and then it cut to soon. But the O's were spades, and people were wondering who it was going to be. With the frame and everything, people were thinking, oh, it's going to be some new NXT person. People were thinking maybe it's going to be the guy they recently got from TNA, a really big name dude that is yet to debut. I can't remember his name. But they were thinking it was going to be him. But Dave Meltzer made a pretty interesting point He was like, no, it's going to be Shayna Baszler, I guarantee you, for one reason. Because the O's are shaped like spades, and her nickname and ring name is the Queen of Spades. And she has that muscular frame being who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And with the hair, because it's short hair and stuff, well, one could argue she has her hair always pulled back in a ponytail. So in a front silhouette, you wouldn't see her hair. It would just be the shape of her head with some hair sticking off it because frizzy hair, whatever. I was like, oh, that's a valid point. So he believes it's Shayna Baszler who's going to be debuting soon. And it was reported she was going to debut soon anyway, so it makes sense.
Mm.
So with Shayna Baszler probably set to debut in the next week or two, and with Rousey supposedly finalizing her contract negotiations, that sets in place 2 of the 4 horsewomen of the MMA in WWE under contract by the beginning of next year, basically. Which, if I didn't know she was the Queen of Spades. If that's the case, she needs to team with Natalya. And they need to find someone to be the Queen of Diamonds and the Queen of Clubs. That would be an amazing stable. I would back that.
Mm.
Like, they need to get that the German chick from the Mae Young Classic, the really tall, like, Amazonish German chick, and make her one of them. Make her like the Queen of Clubs or something. That'd be awesome.
It depends on how you're using that word.
Oh. Do tell.
Well, clubs has more than one meaning.
True.
Because I think if you look at WWE right now and you wanted to pick out a queen of clubs in the going out clubbing sense, Carmella.
That could work. So who would be the Queen of Diamonds?
I would assume the only woman who walks out there with a very shiny stone-covered jacket.
Sasha?
No, Charlotte. A robe, jacket, whatever.
Charlotte has a sparkly robe. If you look at Sasha's jacket, it's covered in like fucking stones, dude. Like her thing is the black jacket. The other person you could put in there is Paige, because she also has that black jacket with all the fucking rhinestones and shit on it.
True.
Which that would be a hell of a team. Holy shit.
Except that it works for Charlotte only because she's already called the Queen.
The Queen. Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's fair. That'd be an interesting team. I'd buy it.
And given her father is known for being, I'm the rich over the top dude with fancy shit. Queen of Diamonds just works.
Yeah. Queen of Clubs would also work, given her father.
Yes, that's true too.
That's where I was conceived. Woo!
God.
What?
That's what she would say, I assume. Allegedly.
Oh boy.
Which of Flair's wives is her mother again?
I don't know. I lost track.
Yeah, which of the 10,000 women he banged is her mother?
Who knows?
You have 10,000 choices, Charlotte. Anyway, back to the news.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're doing news. Okay. I have 2 more news items to cover.
All right.
First, I have some exciting things going on.
Exciting.
Have you ever been hanging out during the week and, you're watching WWE on Monday, and then, you're watching SmackDown Tuesday, and you're like, nothing for the rest of the week. I wish I had more WWE in the week.
All the time, Jim.
Well, for 1 week, you can.
What? Even me?
Even you. Well, you don't have TV, not you.
Oh.
But
oh, shucks.
But
it'll still be aired on the network.
No.
Really?
So, the week of December 11th, in fact, this coming week, starting tomorrow, that being Monday, for my time zone anyway, there will be a week of WWE programming. That will include the following on the schedule for the week. Ahem. On Monday, December 11th, Monday Night Raw will air from the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland and feature Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Samoa Joe, and more. On Tuesday, December 12th, emanating live for 2 hours from the U.S. Bank Arena in Cincinnati, SmackDown will feature superstars AJ Styles, Charlotte Flair, Becky, The New Day, Jinder Mahal, Randy Orton, and more. And again, WWE, your fucking locations. Okay, you have a show over here, Raw, where one of your top talents is from Cincinnati.
Yeah, and your Cleveland guy is off making a movie. What the fuck?
Yeah. Jesus. Anyway, now, especially on Wednesday night, December 13th, emanating from Full Sail University in Orlando, for the first time ever, the USA Network will air NXT. A 1 hour special featuring Andrade Cien Almas, Ember Moon, Adam Cole, Aleister Black, and more. That'd be 1 hour starting at 7 p.m., 6 Central. And then on Thursday, December 14th, at 8, 7 Central, the WWE and USA Network will celebrate our nation's heroes with the annual 2 hour Tribute to the Troops special, which will be taking place at the Naval Base San Diego, or did take place at the Naval Base San Diego. They filmed it like 2 weeks ago. On top of that, immediately
will probably be on that show.
On top of this, immediately following the Tribute to the Troops special at 10 o'clock, the USA Network's episode epic 1930s saga TV show Damnation will premiere an all-new episode that will, which will feature a guest starring appearance of WWE superstar and bludgeon brother Harbor. So definitely check that out. And wrapping up the WWE week on Saturday, December 16th. And this one is tenuous at best, connection-wise. But Saturday, December 16th, the week will conclude at 6:30 p.m. with a showing of the film Journey to the Mysterious Island featuring WWE legend and soon-to-be some point Hall of Famer Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So check that out. So
speaking of The Rock, what is it with The Rock and Jungle movies?
Yeah.
Somebody watched Sin Massacre.
No, but seriously, like his next two movies are both jungle related. It's like, what?
He's strong. He's tan. He's buff.
On the video, they put like a shot of him from both of them, and he's wearing like the exact same shirt. It looks fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm like,
all right.
Which one is which movie? Oh.
Yeah,
like, almost exact same pose. That it's fun.
Yeah, well, that happens in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They usually try to space it out.
True, but yeah.
I do want to see that Rampage movie though. That movie looks like it could be a lot of fun. And I was a huge fan of the game back in the day, so.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a dumpster fire I have to see, regardless of if I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a disaster movie, and my wife loves
it.
Those,
is.
so I'm like, I'm gonna have to see it.
You're gonna have to.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to it.
Come on, you know you were a fan of the video game.
Well,
yeah, I was. That's why I don't want to see.
That's why it's gonna be. Well, here, since we're talking about The Rock and it is tangentially related, primatologist Davis Okoye, played by Dwayne Johnson, a man who keeps people at a distance, shares an unshakable bond with George, the extraordinarily intelligent albino silverback gorilla who has been in his care most of its life. But an otherworldly genetic experiment that has found its way to Earth mutates this once gentle ape into a raging creature of enormous size. To make matters worse, it's soon discovered that a wolf, Ralph, and a crocodile, Lizzie, have undergone similar changes. As these newly created apex predators battle each other for supremacy and tear across North America, destroying everything in their path, Okoye teams with a discredited genetic engineer, Naomi Harris, to secure an antidote, fight his way through the ever-changing battlefield, and not only to halt a global catastrophe, but to save the fearsome creature that was once his friend.
They have to have George grab at least one helicopter while hanging off the top of a skyscraper, and they have to have George like punch his way into an apartment and grab a toilet. They have to do those.
We shall see.
And they have to have George eat at least one woman.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer though, like for like the entire time, I was sitting here like, really? You're gonna go with the fucking wolf? No one played as the wolf, and then all the way at the end, I was like, thank you. I was about ready to flip my fucking. I was like, dude, everyone used Lizzie. You put that shit in there,
Right?
Ralph. Nobody plays as Ralph.
Yeah, Lizzie was awesome. I played as Lizzie and George, but yeah.
Lizzie's the best.
Yes.
That's what they need to make Team Lizzie shirts.
There you go.
And on the back is just the 8-bit where she's like covering everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go right then.
Is it wrong I'm more excited for that movie than fucking Jumanji?
No. You saw the trailer for Jumanji?
Yes, I did. I saw it in the theater too, so I saw it on the fucking huge screen.
Fuck you guys! I'm excited for Jumanji.
Oh, okay.
I would be if it wasn't Jumanji.
No, it's Jumanji, and it's going to be awesome. The Rock promised. Like I said, I like the concept. It's a fun concept. Okay, they're pulled into the jungle, and they're good. And I want to see how they're going to tie it into the original, because they said as they're in the jungle trying to get out of here, they're going to see clues left behind by Robin Williams' Alan Parrish character.
Yeah, but that doesn't work with the entire concept, because by what this movie sets up, he couldn't have been Alan Parrish in that world.
Why?
Well, none of the other characters are themselves in that world. They're like the video game characters. It's like Alan Parrish didn't become a different character when he tried to play the board game and got sucked into it.
Yes, because of the board game, you don't play as another character. You play as you.
But don't you have the little tokens that you move around?
Yeah, but they're just little animal head shaped tokens.
I'm not sure. Wouldn't you become an animal then?
No.
I don't know. I just find it weird. It's like Alan Parrish was himself, but these people are like different characters. I'm like, no, that's fucking stupid.
The intent is explained, as I could tell from the trailer. We're going way the fuck off topic. Anyway, the intent as explained in the trailer is that the game evolves in order to lure people in. We see in the trailer that one of the boys has the board game, says, who plays board games anymore? And he puts it aside. So the game has to evolve itself to get these kids, so it evolves itself into a video game with all the trappings needed to appeal to a video game enthusiast in order to get them to play. And the game amended itself to meet the game evolved in order to deal with a modern group of people it was trying to get to play it. So that's why that worked. Back in the day, people would sit down and play a board game, and you didn't need to be characters this and that, but they needed cool characters to attract their attention enough to select one and get pulled into the game. Because in a video game, you don't play as just you. In a video game, there has to be an avatar on the screen. So because the format the game chose, it had to do it that way.
See, Jeff, what happens is the play as yourself is DLC, because the game knows how to be modern.
Ah, okay.
They didn't buy that. They're like, fuck DLC. That's why they have to play as other people.
Except I argue that in GTA 5, I'm basically playing as myself.
Yes, but that's an online game. Jumanji doesn't have online content.
This is true. But I also argue to you with the video game.
Also, if they don't release that as an actual fucking video game, I'm going to be really pissed off.
That would be cool. But as a you said it has to evolve to make itself want to be played by a modern audience, modern video game. So, yes, a fucking Atari system with fucking PlayStation graphics is really realistic and modern.
It's retro.
Yeah, I would say Jumanji has always appeared to be an incredibly old board game. It's always supposed to be old compared to the times, so it evolved itself to something that would be old as perceived by us, not something that would be ancient as perceived by us.
Which is why I'm like, why did it choose Atari? Why didn't it choose like a Nintendo or something? Because Nintendo was old but not ancient. Atari is fucking ancient.
Yes.
That's saying a lot because Sean and I are old.
Atari's not that ancient. And the point, probably because Nintendo didn't give them the rights to use their shit. If I had to take a wild guess, Nintendo's usually not. I mean, Nintendo will let their people be in movies sometimes, but there's a limit. I mean, they said, okay, you can, put Bowser in this one scene in Wreck-It Ralph. That's what you get. There's limitations.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good. And plus, it's a look at the other side of what Alan Parrish was doing for 20 years or more while he was trapped inside the jungle of Jumanji. What did he go through? I'm really particularly depending on if the actor is still acting and capable of, even if he's just dressed up in a costume for 5 minutes. I really, really, really hope that what the hell's his name? The character that the actor that played Robin Williams' character's father in the original movie.
I don't remember who played.
I'm trying to remember his name. He's been in other things. He also played the butler in Richie Rich. God damn it. Hang on. What's that dude's name? There's that dude. Jonathan Hyde. Thank you.
God damn it.
Jonathan Hyde also played J. Bruce Ismay, the owner of the White Star Line, in the movie Titanic, by the way, among other things.
Oh, he's still alive. I don't see a death date, so.
No, he's 70 years old. I didn't know I knew he was alive. I didn't know if he was still acting. That was my concern.
Yes, actually, he has a movie coming out next year.
Good. What's that?
No, it's called A Very English Scandal. It's a TV. It looks like he's been doing primarily TV stuff. Oh, actually, no, he made an actual movie this year.
Okay.
Anyway, an independent movie, but yeah.
The point I was getting at is, in the original movie, in addition to playing Alan Parrish's father, he played the character of Van Pelt, the hunter, you know, the old school hunter, the big mustache, who came out of the game and tried to shoot him with a rifle. And he got sucked back into the game. So I really hope Jonathan Hyde shows up in a cameo as Van Pelt and tries to shoot him. I want that to happen.
According to IMDb, not happening.
Might not necessarily have reported it. I mean, he could still show up in an uncredited cameo.
Yeah, but IMDb would still have that on there because they would put the name say uncredited as they do.
We all know it's going to be Stanley.
He was in that. He was in that shitty Mummy movie, though.
He was. Anyway, I'm still going to hold out hope until I see the movie. Anyway. So yes, go see Rock movies, I guess, is the summation of this statement. Jumanji in theaters on December 20th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. It's happening soon.
Not realize it was that soon.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed you do. So go check that out. All right.
Indeed.
And Rampage drops next April. So back onto the final piece of news, as we get back around to where we started after this massive tangent. Dear God. I don't suppose I could talk one of you into going to see and reviewing the Jumanji movie with me.
No, I'm already seeing something in December. Sorry.
What are you saying?
Oh, little movie, Star Wars. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Good call. I'm going to see that too, but yeah, fair enough.
It means I have to see that.
Gotcha.
You can't convince Mole to review it with you?
I mean, we may. I don't know if they want to see it or not. We'll see.
He'll see anything.
No, not anything.
Yeah, no, I probably won't be seeing either of those movies, so yeah.
Well, you suck then. Anyway.
I just saw Justice League. Cut me a break.
No!
Your time.
That's a good movie. Fuck you.
Is it? I don't know.
It's actually a decent movie.
I enjoyed it.
It's a good movie. It's enjoyable.
It was better than BVS, but we'll get to that in our review.
It will. Anyway, yeah. So, final bit of news. It was announced by the WWE this week that 205 Live is going on tour.
Fair enough.
The Cruiserweight division will have its own set of live event dates that they will be going on over the course of time. You'll see all your favorite 205 Live superstars, including Cruiserweight champion Enzo Amore and other such superstars, Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, you know, all the usuals you would expect to show up. And those events will be beginning in January, specifically the weekend of the 18th to the 20th. And they're looking at smaller venues in Northeast markets where NXT runs for their non-televised house shows when NXT does tours every so often. So looking for some of those smaller venues that are intermittent to the larger ones that they're normally at. Which does make sense. And specifically, the 3 events in January, as mentioned in question, are going to be Friday, January 19th, 2018, at the Ryan Center in Kingston, Rhode Island. Saturday, January 20th, 2018, at the Lowell Auditorium in Lowell, Massachusetts. And on Sunday, January 21st, they will be at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York. Tickets are available now for the Ryan Center show and the Poughkeepsie, New York show, the New York and the Kingston, Rhode Island show. The Lowell, Massachusetts show, apparently the ticket details have not quite been put out there yet, from what I read.
Fair enough.
But you can go get tickets to those shows. Tickets for the shows at the varying locations are ranging from $15 to $100, depending on where you want to sit. $100 tickets do generally include a VIP meet and greet with the superstars before the program. So specifically, that is in relation to the Poughkeepsie, New York one, which they had details on. And tickets are starting at $18 a seat at the Kingston, Rhode Island show. So a few dollars off at the lower end. So there were pre-sales earlier this week, but as of Friday, tickets for all 3 of those shows should be on sale. Although the Lowell Memorial Auditorium show on the 20th, they have not quite had any information on that yet.
Fair enough. I do have one last bit of news when you're done.
All right. That is the end of my news, so hit it.
All right, so do either of you remember 15 years ago, back in 2002, something called the WWE Global Warning Tour in Melbourne, Australia?
No.
Nope.
Well, that was apparently a thing. 50,000 people attended it. WWE wants to bring it back next year. They're considering it in October.
Okay.
At the Melbourne Cricket Ground, which holds 100,000 people. So they're looking for twice the amount of people as 15 years ago.
Okay.
And they're going all in with this because apparently instead of just making it a special, they want it to be a pay-per-view. So this could potentially be October's pay-per-view for next year.
That'd be cool. However, wait. No, it won't.
Or maybe a second pay-per-view in October then.
No, it'll be a special event. It won't be a pay-per-view.
Because they said that this time they want to broadcast the event on pay-per-view in the WWE network. So they want it to be a full-on pay-per-view with pay-per-view buys if they're going to do it.
That's a network. It's not going to be. I guarantee it will not be a pay-per-view. I guarantee you 100%.
Well, I'm just telling you what WWE has said.
They might air it. What it would be is it would be aired on the network as a special event, a la that show they did in Tokyo that time.
No, but what they're saying is instead of that, they want to produce it as a full-on pay-per-view. They want it to be on the pay-per-view networks for purchase pay-per-view. That's what they want to do with this.
That's a lie.
How do you know this?
Still have those?
I know it's a lie because WWE has a very strict policy. They don't do pay-per-views anywhere except North America. For the reason of North America is their primary audience. It's where they make the majority of their money. If they air a pay-per-view in another country, the time zones are fucked up. North Americans aren't at the right time to watch it, and they lose a fuck ton of money. They don't do it.
Well, all I can tell you is what WWE themselves have reported.
It's why they haven't done a pay-per-view in England in about 15 years.
Well, maybe they want to test the waters with this one.
Maybe, but they're still going to have the issue of Australia is a 14-hour time difference from North America, give or take a couple of hours. So they're still going to have to deal with that time difference because realize if depending on when they're airing it, it's going to be the previous day in North America. So they're going to have to deal with the situation of if it's a 14-hour difference, if they're airing it at let's say it's the usual, let's say it's at 8 p.m. in Australia time, then that's going to put it at 6 a.m. for North America. So, yeah, they might do it as a special event like they did in Tokyo where they had it and it was broadcast live on the network, but it was a special event. It wasn't a full pay-per-view because they knew North America was going to have to watch it retroactively, but it will not be a full on-the-schedule pay-per-view. WWE simply won't do it. It would cost them too much money.
Well, I don't know. All I'm telling you is what the reports are coming out of WWE.
Yeah, and how often are those reports actually right? We may talk about the reports and do them back and forth, but half the time they're wrong. So let's be honest here.
I don't know. That's just what they're saying. That WWE is looking at doing it as a full pay-per-view.
That's fine. They can say what they want. That doesn't make it true.
Yeah, but that doesn't make what you're saying true either.
No, but I'm telling you that based on their history and their policy, what has been their policy in the past, and what I know, they don't do it outside North America because it costs them too much money. It won't be a full pay-per-view because if they made it a full pay-per-view, they'd get no buys because North America wouldn't be able to watch it.
No, but a lot of their fans outside of America all of a sudden would be able to watch it because of the timing.
Yes, but a lot of their fans outside America don't have the money to buy pay-per-views and won't do that. It's the reason they've had trouble busting into India because India. It's been noted that people in India don't spend money on sporting events for any reason except cricket, except on very, very rare occasions, which is why they can't sell pay-per-views in India. And I'd imagine they might get a lot of buys from Australia, maybe the Philippines. That would be about it. They're sure as hell not going to get China.
Well, all I can tell you is what WWE wants to do. Whether that's what happens, we don't know, but they're saying everything's moving in the right direction, and that is what they want to do. They want to make it a full pay-per-view. So
That's what they're saying they want to do. Doesn't mean that it is what they want to do.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
All I can do is report on what the news actually is, and that is the current news.
All right. Listen, I'm sure that it's the news. I will believe it when I see it. Is all I'm saying.
Maybe they want to try to do pay-per-views outside the U.S. and they need something that can test it. Maybe they're planning on testing it, right? Using this as a test because it
maybe
reportedly had one of the largest crowds, not the largest crowd outside of the U.S. and it says here, some people are like, well, maybe there's something here.
Well, like I said, maybe we'll see, but I just don't know if WWE would risk the amount of money they would lose in putting out a big production and not getting pay-per-view buys in doing that. I just don't know if they would risk that amount of money, but we'll see.
Damn it, I don't know what to. I forgot about that.
What?
I'm trying to find an image because an image surfaced recently of Neville's original WWE debut attire. What they wanted to do with him before they debuted him on the main roster.
Uh-huh.
And I can't fucking find it. It was on a Twitter post.
Well, shit happens. But we have other stuff to do, and it's getting late. Let's do the rest of this.
You do that. I'm gonna find this thing, and I'll just throw it in the middle of whatever we're doing.
No, don't fucking interrupt me because you can't find shit.
Well, you look for it then, Mr. Librarian. If you think you're so much better. If I put in
Yeah, just for the record, yes, I am so much better here.
No, you just got it off the news site. I was actually looking for the image itself, but yes, that's what they wanted to do with him. They wanted him to be a superhero. It's like, so you basically made him the Purple Hurricane.
Kind of.
I don't know. Do you guys think that gimmick would have worked?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Probably not.
Aside from the mask, it actually looks kind of cool.
It's okay. I don't know. I don't like that it has those sheer sides on it.
Mm.
Because unfortunately, I don't know. I'm going to be honest here. Just looking at this entire getup, with or without the mask, he looks like he should be being managed by Shaniqua.
I was gonna say he looks like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I could see that.
He
too.
looks like Rain.
He does look like Rain. He's the alternate costume of Rain.
There
Okay,
you go.
Anyway, let's actually cover the week's programming now.
Man, the weather forgot.
What?
The man that weather forgot.
Yes. Precisely.
Okay then.
All right, Monday Night Raw emanated from the Staples Center in LA this week. We kicked off with, oh, actually, you know what? Before we do the Raw, why don't we actually see what the scores are? Why don't I do things in the right order? How about that?
Why don't you do things in the right order?
Why don't I do things in the right order? I don't know.
Do things in the right order.
I will attempt. Just put this in here. Okay, we got that. Let's go over here and take a look at the scores. Let me fire this up. Boom and a bam. There we go. Okay. So, as we can see, still in the lead, after all this, is Tiffany at 61-61. Followed in second place, that being the Champion's Justice. Followed in second place by TNA Worldwide at 55-58. In third at 49-14 is John of the Glorious End. And still trailing back in last at 42-54 is me and the increasingly broken / woken Highlight Club.
Are you gonna change your name to the Woken Highlight Club now?
I probably should, but I'll do it later. Given there's only 2 weeks left in the season, I'm not going to worry about it. If I have him next season, yeah. Delete. Anyway. Over on the leaderboard, still way well in the lead, save from everybody, is the hashtag realest champ in the room. The Cruiserweight champ, Enzo Amore, who was at 732.
Now with 100% more Nia Jax.
Yeah, apparently. We'll get to that. So in second place is 1/3 of the Shield, Dean Ambrose at 577. The WWE Champion AJ Styles coming in at 569. Followed by another third of the Shield, Seth Rollins at 560. The final third of the Shield, Roman Reigns at 522. Cedric Alexander at 509. The Miz 507. Kevin Owens at 489. The monster among men, Braun Strowman, is at 477. And rounding out the top 10 is Rich Swann, one of the potential #1 contenders of the Cruiserweight title, at 453. So, let us throw these into alphabetical order and let us see what happened this week, shall we?
Do it.
Is anybody still alive out there?
Yes.
Okay. He turned his fucking camera off and walked away. What the fuck?
I'm still here.
Asshole. Anyway.
I still function.
So, Raw GM Kurt Angle kicks off the program from the Staples Center in LA. Hyping up the show, mentioning that Roman is going to defend his Intercontinental Championship tonight. He's interrupted by his son, Jason Jordan, who demands the match against Roman tonight because he wants to answer the challenge for the title. He says Jordan can't be serious. His knee is still taped up and damaged, but he says just give him a chance. But Roman's music comes out, and he says he's a fighting champion, but won't fight Jordan because he wants Samoa Joe after what Joe did last week. He says that if Jordan wants an opportunity, don't go running to daddy, step up and take it. He says Reigns shouldn't talk about earning opportunities. Ooh. But Reigns says he has earned his opportunities. He tells Jordan to step up and take it if he wants it, and they go, face-to-face with Angle trying to break them up. And then Joe comes out to interrupt, saying his patience is worn thin watching these two pretend to be tough. He says he accepts Reigns' challenge, but will give Reigns a chance to back out right now and save himself some embarrassment. Reigns does not retract the challenge. Jordan interrupts and gets booed by the fans, saying, unlike Joe, he is actually tough because he doesn't attack people from behind and issues a challenge to Joe. But Reigns wants Joe first, and Reigns starts to talk to him, but Jordan grabs him and gives Reigns a belly-to-belly suplex. Kurt pushes Jordan off
from behind.
From behind. Wait, how's that possible?
Literally, well, because he grabbed him, spun him around, and then belly-to-bellied him. He literally grabbed him from behind and spun him around and then bellied him.
Okay. Kurt tells Jordan to leave, and he says that to ringside, and the Reigns gets on the mic saying Joe's going to have to wait because Jordan's going to get it right now, and Kurt calls for a ref and books the match. Samoa Joe grabs a chair and decides to sit ringside to watch the match. So let's see, for the record, that's going to be promo to Joe, Jordan, and Roman.
I love that Joe turns the chair around and sits on it backward. I'm like, yeah.
EC Slater.
Also, kind of smart booking here with WWE because it's like, okay, we want to get Reigns over. How do we do that? Put him against someone that WWE Universe cares even less about, therefore making him look better. I'm like, okay, touche.
Yep.
Also, you're scum because you attack Roman Reigns from behind. Boom, he attacks Roman Reigns from behind.
He spun him around first. It wasn't an attack from behind.
It was technically an attack from behind.
It wasn't an attack.
Sucker suplex.
Sucker suplex. Oh, right then. So Jason Jordan is also going to get 4 for an assault and 1 for a suplex. So 5 extra points to Jason Jordan. We then have ourselves an Intercontinental Championship match. Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan. And after it's good back and forth, Roman Reigns comes out victorious, retaining his Intercontinental title. So, Jason Jordan is going to get 5 points for competing, and 18 move points, actually.
Wow.
23 points to Jason Jordan for the match. Is 52, 62, 465. Mind you, most of that was avoiding about 5 Superman punches.
Yeah, I heard this match was pretty good, but a lot longer than it needed to be.
Right. That seems to be what I... Oh, sorry. Based on my reading, that sounds what it's like. I didn't see the beginning of Raw, so I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns is going to get himself 20 points for winning a match. He's going to get himself an additional 20 points for retaining the Intercontinental title, is 40. He's going to get 5 for competing in said match, is 45. And he's going to get 10 move points, is 55 points to Roman Reigns. $75. 582. All right. After the match, Joe gets on a mic saying, it looks like Jordan wore Reigns out, but that was a bad decision because now you're tired and I'm going to come in and put you to sleep. And he jumps in and tries to brawl with Reigns and locks him in a coquina clutch, but then Jordan suplexes Joe, making the save. Roman then runs up behind Jordan and hits a Superman punch. And Joe and Jordan recover and head to the back while Roman poses with the belt. So that is post-match assault for all 3 men. And all 3 men also get a finisher. So that is 5 points to all 3 of those men. and Joe. Okay. After all that, Kurt's backstage on the phone and tells Stephanie he'll get everything under control. Jordan comes in and demands his dad give him another shot against Reigns and a shot against Joe tonight. Jordan begs again, and Angle says he'll consider it, and then yells at Jordan to get out of his office and go cool off. Samoa Joe then runs in and attacks Jordan and slams him into the wall. And Kurt gets between them, and Joe yells at Kurt before leaving. So that would be was our mini promo to Jason Jordan. I guess it's a full promo to Jason Jordan. Fuck it. And we will throw an assault to Samoa Joe. All right. So following this, we see a video package about the recent debut of Absolution, and then Paige has a one-on-one match against Sasha Banks. The remainder of Absolution are at ringside, as are Mickie James and Bayley.
Speaking of Absolution, did you know that the joke that people were making was actually the truth originally?
Okay.
Because people were saying, well, they should just use the first names of the people in the stable, kind of like how
the PMS.
Yeah, kind of like how who was it that did that? I can't remember who did that.
Testin Albert?
No, it was another women's group. It was like maybe it was the group on SmackDown. I don't know. It was recent, like the Four Horsemen or whatever. But they're like, yeah, they should just do and call it PMS. And actually, what the reports say is that Vince McMahon originally wanted to call them PMS because he thought it'd be funny.
Sounds
because he was like, well, number one, it shouldn't be that big a deal because we had a group called PMS, the Pretty Mean Sisters, and it would work and blah blah blah. And everyone looked at him and went, "No, do not do that, you old senile sack of shit." He's like, "Fine, we're not going to do that." Because everyone else knew immediately that if that went out and they were called PMS, they knew they were going to get endless shit for that. So they were like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hence why they came up with Absolution. And apparently that's also the reason why when Paige re-debuted with Absolution, they didn't have a team name. Oh, no, I know what it was. It was so they were going to do that leading up to that Raw. Cut to Raw. They're coming in with the name PMS. And, Vince wants to do PMS. Enter Stephanie McMahon, who goes, "Dad, you want to call it what?" She's like, "No, you're not doing that." So Stephanie vetoed her own father on the day of Raw, hence why Absolution didn't have a name on Raw. Because she was like, "No, you're not doing that." And he was like, "Fine." That's why we didn't get Absolution until the next week. I'm assuming that's also why they didn't debut the name of the Riot Squad until next week, because they wanted to debut both names on the same week. My guess. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny that Stephanie vetoed her father. She was like, "No, you're not calling them PMS." So there you go. Women's trivia for the week. Did Jim fall asleep?
I don't know.
Oh, that was muted. Wow. Okay. So Paige won the match. And let's be fair. If this was going to pick a name, given everything that happened to Paige, it could have been something a lot worse. But Paige won the match as the ladies all outside the ring started brawling with each other. Alexa Bliss was on commentary, so we will give her commentary points to start out with. And then all the ladies at ringside assaulted each other, so they're going to get accompaniment and assault. So 9 points to all the ladies at ringside. Let's see, that would be Sonya Deville. So 19, 28. And who the hell's the other one? Mandy Rose, right. I remember now. There we go. Will also be a 28. Okay. And then Mickey and Bailey. Wow. I just had a hilarious thought involving something they could do with Bailey, but later. Anyway, because I'll tell John after the show because Jeff wouldn't get the joke, so we'll deal with that later.
How do you know I wouldn't get the joke?
Because you're not a fan of Family Guy.
Sure I am. That doesn't mean I've watched a whole lot of it, but I'm a fan of it.
Well,
I am now. Tell me the joke.
Well, I own the Star Wars specials. I've seen it on TV. I've seen Family Guy episodes on TV, so.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. For some reason, I just had this random idea in my head. Just for some reason, because I was thinking Bailey's entrance came into my head as I was giving her points, and I'm like, it would be really, really funny if, as WWE's want to do from time to time, they had a guest host, and it happened to be Seth MacFarlane.
Uh-huh.
And they were running jokes. So for whatever match was happening that night, they sent Bailey out, and they did her entrance, and she was being managed by Al Harrington.
That is a name I don't recognize.
Nobody? Really? John, nothing?
No.
Oh, God.
The guy from the Cutaway that sells wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. Wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men. Wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men.
That's why I said, oh, God, because I looked him up on images, and when it popped up, I was like, oh, God.
Hi, I'm Al Harrington. I'm Al Harrington's wacky flailing arm flailing inflatable tube man warehouse in Wickapog.
Do it.
Hilarious. Anyway, back to
Dude,
the match at hand.
now we have to create him as a manager for Bailey in 2K18.
Fun fact, Al Harrington is just randomly voiced by one of their writers. Anyway. So, like we were saying, so the ladies outside the ring got points. So, Paige won them. Let's do Sasha first. Sasha competed. She gets 4 for that. And she has 5 move points. So, that's going to be 9 points to Sasha. As you do. Well, let's see. There we go. Sasha. Paige won the match. She gets 20 points for that. She gets 5 for competing, is 25. And she gets 11 move points, is 36 points to Paige. How about that? 6, and 5 is 61 points. Okay. Following this match, the ladies beat down Sasha, and Alexa leaves without getting involved. Next up, Elias confronts Kurt in the backstage area. Says that he wanted a shot at Reigns tonight, but Angle gave the shot to his son instead. He says the people of LA want to walk with Elias, but since he has no match, they'll have to settle for a live concert. And he tells Angle to watch his bias toward his bastard son. And Angle tells Elias to go start his concert, but by the time he's done, Kurt will have found him an opponent for tonight.
Be careful what you wish for, Elias.
We'll get there. In the meantime, we have some video packages, and then we cut backstage to the Zoe train in the locker room. Enzo is accompanied by the entire Zo train: Gaba Gulak, Davari Dinero, Noam Dar, and Tony Nese. And he says that Gulak and Nese have a big opportunity to seize tonight, and knocks Davari for losing last week. And says they have to do better because they represent him, and orders them to get the job done. Enzo then turns around and sees Nia Jax smiling at him. Nia asks Enzo, "How you doing?" and seems to flirt with him before walking off as Enzo looks confused.
And she just smirks at him and goes, "How you doing?" And Enzo's like, what? He has that look on his face of, nah, I gotta go now.
All right, then. Anyway, so that is a promo to all those gentlemen and Nia Jax.
So question, is Nia Jax going to show up on 205 Live?
Anything's possible.
Yes.
Alicia Fox did.
Well, you would have the answer to that. You scored 205 Live.
That's true. Oh, she did not show up. Although they did mention that happening. We'll get there. Let's see. Gaba Gulak. Davari Dinero. And Noam Dar. And Tony Nese. Okay. Then we go to the ring where we have a fatal four-way match of Tony Nese versus Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander for a spot in next week's #1 contenders match for the Cruiserweight title. As you all may recall, last week saw the first fatal four-way match to qualify for the #1 contenders match, and Rich Swann was your victor. So the four of them go at it, and it's apparently a pretty good match. But by the end of things, Cedric hits Tony Nese with a lumbar check, and then hits another lumbar check on Mustafa Ali, and Drew Gulak runs in, knees Cedric in the face, and then pins Ali.
Fuck you, Gulak.
Thank you, Gulak. Thank you, Gulak. I mean, he's probably not gonna unless they're planning on face turning Gulak. He's not gonna win. But hey, so we will score all the folks in the match. This is a specialty match because it's a fatal four, which means that our base is going to be 5 for competing and 3 for a specialty. So base is going to be at 8 for this match. So Tony Nese, the heels did not hit any moves in this match, as far as I can gather. So Tony Nese will get the base 8. It's him at 202 live, and then we're gonna do Cedric Alexander, who is going to get the base 8 and 4 moves. Is 12 points to Cedric. And Mustafa Ali is going to get the base 8 and 1 move. Is 9 points to Mustafa Ali. Puts him at 20. And then Drew Gulak won the match, so he's going to get 20 points for winning a match. He's going to get 10 for winning a specialty match, is 30. He's going to get 5 for competing, is 35. And that's about it. So 35 points to Gaba Gulak. So 35, so that's going to be 9, and 5 is 314. And after the match, Drew Gulak does an interview where he's asked about possibly moving on to face Enzo, and he says that it's a hard-hitting question, and he's prepared a PowerPoint presentation. as we go to the commercial, and the audience is presumably forced to sit through it. So that is a promo to Gulag. 319. After this, Elias comes out for his concert following the aforementioned commercial. He sings a song about taking shots at LA when he is interrupted by his opponent for the night that Kurt Witten found for him because he decided to come into Kurt's office and bitch. Word of the dice, Elias, you probably shouldn't do that. As Braun Strowman comes out to the ring and beats the shit out of him. It's not even a match. He just beats the shit out of him. Elias falls out of the ring. Braun follows him. Elias manages to duck a shot, and Braun runs himself into the ring post, and Elias smashes the guitar in his shoulder. Braun immediately no-sells it and stares him down. Elias then tries to run through the ring and get away. Braun runs around the ring with superhuman speed for his size and grabs Elias at the bottom of the ramp and continues assaulting him in the ringside area until the Hellfire and Brimstone erupt, and Kane appears on the big screen and cuts a promo saying that next week they're going to face off again because, for months now, Braun has felt like a monster among men. But Braun, what do you do when you're a monster among monsters?
You power slam the other monster through the ring.
And he says next week they'll ascend into the abyss, and only one monster will emerge.
Abyss confirmed.
Yes. Did Abyss quit?
No.
He wasn't on that list? Okay.
No. Sadly, no.
Fair enough. So that's going to be a promo to Elias. That's Elias is going to get a promo, an assault, and a weapon use. So that is 9, and the weapon is 12 points to Elias. Seven.
Mm-hmm.
And Braun Strowman is going to get some assault points. That's 4. Does Braun get an OMG for how fast he ran around that ring?
I would, given what they said about it. It's like, ooh, that sounds awesome.
All right.
What do you think, John?
Sure, if it was that impressive.
What did they said about him?
Well, the fact that he literally caught fucking Elias by a fairly large margin. Someone that size should not be able to catch someone Elias' size, let alone by a fairly large margin. People were like, how the hell is Braun that fast? What the fuck? Truly, truly intimidating. If you see someone that big moving that fast, you're just like, might give up. Like, literally, if I saw him running at me that fast, I'd be like, I quit. You win.
And then a promo to Kane. Okay. So,
excuse me.
We see replays of the opening of the show, and then the Shield in the locker room where Reigns tells Ambrose and Rollins that he did his job tonight. Now it's time for them to do theirs and win back the tag team titles. Rollins says that they always get the job done against the Bar, and they're going to do the same thing tonight. There is a funny moment where where Ambrose acts all like he's not sure, but he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. Of course we're gonna win," which is pretty cool.
Spoiler alert: they don't win.
No, but we'll get there. Promo to the Shield.
Indeed.
Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins. Okay. All right. After that, we found out John Cena was going to be on Jimmy Fallon on Wednesday and the Today Show Thursday to promote Ferdinand. In theaters soon. We then have ourselves a match of Asuka versus Alicia Fox. Although as the ladies are coming down to get prepped for this, we do see a small pre-taped promo from Alicia Fox, who tries to psych up psych up how well she's going to do in this match by making the lofty claim that she's not Dana Brooke. And she's not going to lose to Asuka. Spoiler alert, she loses to Asuka.
So is she now Dana Brooke?
I don't know. I'm not sure how that works.
Who said this about Asuka? Who said this about Asuka right before losing to Asuka?
Alicia.
Oh, that's right. She fought Alicia Fox. Yeah.
Alicia Fox. Yeah, so to Alicia's credit, she puts up a little bit of a fight. She trades some kicks with her after getting hit with a hip attack. But Asuka blocks the scissor kick and hits her with another kick and then taps her out with the armbar. So Alicia gets 5 points for at least having the courage to step in the ring. Asuka gets 20 for winning, 5 for competing, and 6 move points. Is 31 points to Asuka. And puts her at exactly 300. How about that? Okay. Asuka then celebrates her win in the ring until Absolution comes out to interrupt. And they surround the ring and stare Asuka down. So Asuka backs up and walks up the ramp like last week as Paige gets on the mic, talks some shit to Alicia Fox, but tells her, don't worry, because Fox was her only friend when she was here last time. She says she loves Fox, so she's not going to hurt her, but Mandy and Sonya don't feel the same way. So Paige stands back and watches as Mandy and Sonya beat the shit out of Alicia. So that's a promo to Paige. And that's an assault to Mandy and Sonya. All right. Next up, we have ourselves a match between Finn Balor and Bo Dallas. With Curtis Axel and his neck brace at ringside. And to Bo's credit, he actually puts up a decent fight. He takes control early via a distraction from Curtis Axel and talks some trash to Balor while hitting him with some knee shots and beating him up. But after several minutes of assaulting him, Balor proceeds to fire back with a boot to the face when Dallas runs out of the corner. And then double foot stomp, sling blade, drop kick, coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. So Finn Balor comes out the victor of that. So Curtis Axel is going to get accompaniment and an interference. That's 11 points to Curtis. That would be 208. Bo Dallas gets 5 for competing. He didn't hit any moves as far as I could tell. And Finn Balor gets 20 for winning, 5 for competing, and 4 moves is 29 points to Finn Balor. There we go. What's him at 420? Blaze it. All right. And let's see, we then see some clips of Matt Hardy's post-match breakdown last week and some of his strange Wogan tweets. We then cut to Bray backstage, who cuts a promo. And Jeff, tell us about the promo.
The promo was actually pretty good. Some people didn't like the promo. But we'll get into that. But it was basically Bray was just talking about how, this wasn't Matt Hardy's breaking point, this was mine, blah, blah, blah. He cut a fairly good promo. But it was interspliced with Matt Hardy being broken Matt Hardy. Like, 100% broken Matt Hardy. He called himself Woken Matt Hardy. Yes! And that creepy, crazy laugh that Matt does. You're just like, what? But,
Yes!
Yeah, that. Yeah, that. But basically Matt talks about how, he's been laying dormant in this mortal vessel known as Matthew Hardy. But now I have been woken. And he does this, and it's actually kind of a really good promo. Credit to Matt Hardy. The reports are that Vince basically said, do whatever the hell you want. So basically, I'm assuming then both Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy basically either wrote these promos themselves or just came up with it on the fly as they were cutting it, which is damned impressive. He's basically talking about how, I can't remember what the order was, but it was like, I attended symposiums with Plato, meditated on the Great Pyramid of Giza, dined with Cleopatra, stuff like that. It's like, it was actually kind of crazy, but kind of brilliant. And it's totally broken Matt Hardy.
There is a reason they call it the Broken Brilliance.
Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoyed this promo. It's one of the best things I've seen on Raw in a while. And it's just a fucking on-screen, cut promo, back and forth between them. But, most people enjoyed this, but there was one person, I'm not going to call him out or name a name, but he basically was like, he didn't like this because it defeated the original purpose of broken Matt Hardy. And he didn't like it because it was a video promo as opposed to crazy shit he's doing in the ring to kind of promote the character. Because I guess, and I never really saw TNA, but maybe John can corroborate this, but apparently the reason Matt went broken in the first place in TNA is because Jeff Hardy powerbombed him through a table 2 stories up or some shit.
Something like that, yeah.
And that broke us. So, Brother Nero created broken Matt Hardy, basically. And the guy was like, so WWE's version woken Matt Hardy. He goes woken because he lost a match. And I'm sitting there going, no, it's because he lost a lot of matches after losing his brother. It was building. The whole Bray Wyatt thing was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And I think also what they're going with, and I don't think they've said this, but my guess is this is what they're going with, is because Matt Hardy was effectively touched by Sister Abigail, because the powers of Sister Abigail are coursing through Bray Wyatt's body. I think that's what they're going with. That's how he gets his powers. And that kind of reawoken the entity living within the mortal being known as Matthew Hardy or whatever, the mortal vessel. And so that kind of reawakened that spark and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that kind of works. And so I think he kind of missed the point of the whole thing and what's going on. He's just kind of butthurt that it's not true broken Matt Hardy and that they're quote unquote ruining the broken gimmick. I'm just like, oh, come on. No, they're not. No. However, as I said to Jim, when we talked about this, when this happened, as well as this works being Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, because I think this is going to be an awesome feud and it kind of makes sense. I think they might have made a mistake. And I'd like your opinion on this part, John, because I think you'd have an opinion on this. The reason I think they made a mistake is because, whoever wins in this feud, the loser basically doesn't have a career. Only one person is truly going to win out of this feud, because you have Bray Wyatt, who hasn't won a feud in how long? He's won some matches here and there, but he hasn't won a feud. He needs to win a feud. Even with the Finn Balor feud, he's won some matches against Finn Balor, But every like feud ending match, like at the pay-per-views, the big matches, he's lost every single one of them. Yeah. And the feuds before that, he's lost every single one of them. So you're putting him into a feud that, in my opinion, he can't win, because with Matt Hardy, yes, he's the veteran. So as the veteran, does he need the victory? No, not really. But you're debuting a new gimmick and a new character. When you debut a new gimmick and a new character, you want that gimmick to win the first feud to legitimize the gimmick and the character. If Matt Hardy loses this feud, the broken character's fucked beyond belief. That's why I think Matt Hardy's going to win this feud. What's that?
Unless that makes him stronger.
No, that's not the WWE way. If WWE is going to get behind a gimmick or a character and they're going to push it when they debut the character, unless the gimmick is you're going to lose, like Kurt Hawkins, that's his entire gimmick. He's basically the worse than the Brooklyn Brawler. I mean, they've made a whole thing out of his losing streak, so that's his entire gimmick. But most gimmicks, their gimmick isn't to lose. So if you're going to debut a new gimmick, if you're the WWE, you want that gimmick to win at least the first feud. Like, take Bray Wyatt. When they debuted the Bray Wyatt gimmick, he won that first feud using the Wyatt family stuff. He won several feuds after that, and then they fucking buried his ass. And like, nope, you're losing this, you're losing this, you're losing this. But he won those first feuds to legitimize the character and the gimmick. That's what made Bray Wyatt intimidating. That's how his gimmick got over. His character got over was because he had the really creepy intimidation factor, but he backed it up in the ring. He actually won. Now, you could argue, yeah, but he won with the Wyatt family. Yeah, but he still won. But with Matt Hardy, it's like you have the broken gimmick or the woken gimmick. He needs to win the first feud, or the woken gimmick might not go over so well in the WWE. Only the true hardcore Matt Hardy fans will still like that gimmick even if he loses. But WWE can't count on that to generate the revenue for the gimmick and make the gimmick over. So I think WWE is going to have Matt Hardy win this. I think Bray Wyatt, once again, is going to be a complete and utter joke, and I think that's bad for Bray Wyatt. I think at this point he needs a feud win. But what do you think, John?
I think we're well past the point he needed a feud win.
Yeah, well.
But I don't know. I can see like Hardy losing because I feel like they want to tie it into Brother Nero. So like, I don't know. I'm not saying they'll do that, but I could see that he like loses until Nero's there, and he's like keeps trying to recruit him, and eventually has to like interfere and break him to make him Nero or Woken Nero or whatever the hell they decide to call him.
Well, I have a little fear because of this guy who apparently loves the broken Matt Hardy gimmick from TNA and how it came about. I have a feeling if WWE takes Brother Nero and teams him with broken Matt Hardy, this guy's going to go apeshit. Because, as I said before, Broken Nero was the reason Matt Hardy became broken. So therefore, in the broken universe, it doesn't make sense for Brother Nero to team with Matt Hardy.
But that's what they did at the end.
At the end, but if they're starting it over again, right? Also, again, don't forget, this guy is really fucking jaded, so, yeah.
I'm not saying they would do it in the beginning. I'm saying that he would try to recruit Jeff to his side, and Jeff would be like, screw that. And then Woke and Matt would just keep fucking with Jeff's matches until he eventually just flipped out and was like, fine, I'll help you. God, just leave me alone.
It could be. What I was thinking is because Jeff is supposedly come back, if he's healed, by WrestleMania or around that time. What I'm thinking is, what if Matt Hardy wins the first pay-per-view match against Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt starts to recruit and starts to rebuild the Wyatt family on Raw, to the point that come WrestleMania, Matt has no choice but to try to find members for the Broken Universe on his side, and that's when Jeff Hardy comes back from his injury. He comes back as Brother Nero.
Could be, yeah.
And there's also a rumor that now that Matt basically owns the Broken Universe and WWE is going with Woken Matt, there is a rumor that Rebby Hardy may come out of retirement. Because she's all but retired at this point because she has to be Mama Hardy. But she may come out of retirement for this. Also, the other person that was part of the Broken Universe apparently did...
Benjamin?
Huh?
Senor Benjamin?
Senor Benjamin apparently did a promo on the fucking YouTube as soon as the decision that we're going to go forward with Woken Matt Hardy. He apparently did a promo on YouTube, which leads people to believe WWE may temporarily hire him for the Broken Universe. Because they were like, oh shit, Senor Benjamin's coming back. So who knows? Matt Hardy may recruit an army here to face the Neo Wyatt family. Actually, it's not like... Go ahead.
Actually, he's already working on it.
Oh?
There was a series of tweets in the last day or two. He was on Twitter and posting about broken this and woken this and woken that. And basically, as one of the tweets that he put up, he got a tweet sent to him from @Xavier Woods PhD.
Oh no.
Or should they @Austin Creed PhD rather? I think it's his Twitter handle. I think it's Austin Creed. It basically said, I am so on board with this.
It's @Xavier Woods PhD.
Okay.
Unless he changed it.
Okay, well he sent a tweet and it said, I am so on. It basically said, just replying to the video saying, I am so on board with this.
Mm-hmm.
And Broken Matt replied.
Okay.
Saying to him, Xavier Woods, you know, we would be honored if your house, the Day of New, would stand with House Hardy in the Great War. And Xavier Woods tweeted back at him, and he said the hashtag the Day of New accepts your offer to stand with House Hardy in the Great War.
Does that mean New Day being transferred back to Raw confirmed?
I don't know. Let's see here. So we got. So I'm so here for this right now. I'd be exuberant if your house, the Day of New, stands with hashtag House Hardy on the side of the light in the hashtag Great War. And he threw it, and Xavier Woods replied, okay, so the tag is also agreed. Consider a hashtag the Day of New a friend to hashtag House Hardy in the Great War. And Woken Matt replied back to him with a clip of him saying, "Wonderful."
Nice.
So yes, the hashtag Day of New has been recruited to the side of House of Light and House Hardy in the Great War. So,
ooh, you know what they? Ooh, this could open some possibilities if WWE runs with this. Because what if Bray Wyatt recruits the old Wyatt family?
The Bludgeon Brothers?
What if the Bludgeon Brothers become an agent of Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail to wreak havoc in SmackDown? Thus, the Day of New must defend SmackDown from the House of Wyatt on SmackDown.
That'd be cool.
And therefore, when you have one of the big pay-per-views, 1 out of the 5 times of the year that SmackDown and Raw go head-to-head.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Survivor Series is the one night that SmackDown and Raw go head-to-head. The other 4, they compete on the same shows, but never against each other.
What if they buck that for, like, say, WrestleMania, where they have the 2 factions of House Hardy and the 2 factions of House Wyatt band together for a huge fuck-off, like, brawl. The Great War, and they just call it the Great War.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fucking amazing. Or at the Royal Rumble, that would work too, but that'd be a little too soon. But
yeah, we'll see.
That's awesome. I want to see if WWE does anything with this. That'd be wow. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. So we will see how that plays out. Also, Sports Illustrated is reporting that Vince is a fan of the new Hardy character and has given WWE veteran and has given Matt creative license with the character going forward.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
I also want to see House Hardy recruit Brother Devon for one more match.
There you go.
Since, he's kind of there.
Yes. Also, as Matt explained, by the way, for everyone else, if you're interested, if you go over to @MattHardyBrand, the hashtag Great War has commenced upon the great game identified as WWE. If you are a hashtag Woken Warrior that wishes to enlist in my prestigious platoon, watch and retweet this proclamation of deletion.
Besides, how awesome would the promo be if you have Broken Matt and Hardy just basically being like, House Wyatt, we at the Hardy family sentence you to deletion. Oh, testify. That'd be amazing. I'd pay to see that. You know, just have, like, tell Devon to kind of do that, the half Father Devon kind of thing where he's like, preach on, my brother. Oh, testify. It would work so well with the broken gimmick. I kind of want to see that now.
We shall see.
And if they do that, can you imagine the return of Deacon Batista as the House Hardy enforcer?
No.
That'd be amazing. House Hardy has procured the services of one Drax the Destroyer.
Okay, I kind of do want to see it, but only if he's in the Drax character, because because imagine all of Matt's amorphous metaphorical bullshit that Drax wouldn't understand.
That'd be amazing, and it would make sense given the fact that the entity within Matt, the broken entity, is supposed to be some intergalactic, interdimensional being. So it would make sense that it came across the Guardians at one point. Now I want to see that. That'd be freaking amazing. And you know, if Batista actually portrayed Drax as a WWE gimmick, the fans would go apeshit.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Now, make it happen. Make it happen.
It's not going to happen.
No,
anyway,
not gonna happen.
Moving along. If I may cut back to where we were.
Yes.
So Matt and Bray get promo points.
Yes.
That was going to be 91.
I also love that Matt was like, you know, I don't know what my mortal vessel was thinking. I was afflicted with the spot monkey syndrome. You have to see this promo, John. It's fucking great.
I saw the first one where it cuts between them.
Yeah, that's the one up from Raw where it
At
cuts
least
between.
clips of it. It was on. They put it on YouTube. I don't know if it was the full one, but
I love he called it the spot monkey syndrome.
That wasn't in the promo. That was on Twitter.
Was that on Twitter?
That was on.
That was still brilliant. But yeah, the WWE one, the one on WWE YouTube, that is the full one as far as I know.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Bray Wyatt. Okay. And then our main event match was a Raw Tag Team Championship match between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, challenging the current champs, The Bar.
We are The Bar.
Yes. Said match occurred. They all beat each other up. Said match ended as Sheamus decided he was going to refuse the referee's request to stop stomping on Seth Rollins and got himself DQ'd. After the DQ, Kurt Angle came out and says that they're not going to go off that easily, and he's going to give them a chance to prove that they really are The Bar because he's restarting this as a no DQ match. The match restarts as it looks like Ambrose and Rollins might pull it off, but then they are jumped by Samoa Joe, who attacks them. Roman Reigns then runs down and attacks Joe. He Superman punches Cesaro along the way, but unfortunately, Sheamus manages to Bro King Ambrose while everybody's distracted outside the ring, and the titles are retained.
Joe is gonna kill you.
Joe is going to screw you, apparently.
That too.
Oh my.
Apparently, The Bar had the Dragon Dagger in their back pocket.
Huh.
No DQ, huh? Do 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 do.
No. If you're going to make a joke, at least make it accurate.
What?
They didn't have a dragon dagger. They had that little remote control from that 70s cartoon. You know the one. You know the one.
That cartoon.
A great cartoon.
We need him.
Anyway. So I'm going to count this as one match. I'm not counting the stoppage or restarting as a match ending and starting.
Fair enough.
Fuck that.
Correct. Yeah, they're not getting 2 victories. Fuck that.
No, so we're gonna discount the first DQ victory and pretend that didn't happen.
Well, the first one would have been 0 anyway, right? Because intentional.
Is the DQ, yeah. So in that case, we're gonna count this, and we're gonna have to count no DQ points for the match. So it's gonna all count as a no DQ match.
So specialty match, main event. Wow.
Yeah. So the base of this, if I do a little maths, it's gonna be 5 for a match. 4 for main event is 9. 3 for specialty is 12 at base. All right. So Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe are going to get interference points. And Reigns hit a Superman punch. So that's going to be 6 points to Joe and 7 points to Roman. To start off. No, 7 points to Roman. We're going to see him first. Joe. Okay. Then we have the actual match competitors. So Dean and Seth lost, so they're each going to get the base 12. And Dean had 7 move points. Is 19 points to Dean. Puts Dean at exactly 600 points. Seth is going to get the base 12 and another 12 in move points. Is 24 points to Seth. Who did 80% of the work here. I'm 89. And then we're going to have the other guys. So Cesaro is going to get the base 12. He's going to get 15 for being on the winning team. It's 27. And he's going to get 6 move points. Is 33 points to Cesaro.
The Swift Superman.
5, 05, 15, 25. It's 428. And Sheamus. Sheamus is going to get himself the base 12. He's going to get 20 for winning the match. Is 32. He's going to get 10 for winning a specialty match. Is 42. He's going to get an additional 5 for winning the main event. Is 47. And 4 move points is 51 points to Sheamus.
Fair enough.
2, 02, 12, 22, 32, 442.
Wake up.
No. And the ball runs off with Joe after the match. So there you go. Thus endeth Monday Night Raw. The points.
Monday Night Raw.
Yes. Refreshing all. All right, still in the lead at 63-40. Are the Champions of Justice. Followed at 54-34 by TNA Worldwide. 49-49 for the Glorious End. And the Broken Highlight Club clocking in at 44-60.
Fair enough.
All right. Let us go over to the SmackDown.
Test SmackDown.
Quite. Which took place from the Valley View Casino Center in San Diego, California. Booyaka Booyaka 619. So we open things up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. And they come out and basically they get in the ring, and Owens welcomes us to the Sammy and Kevin show, which Sammy corrects is actually the Kevin and Sammy show. And they talk about how they were the latest victims in the McMahon family wrath, and how Shane was trying to use Orton to do his dirty work and end his career. And Owens mentions that he knew when that happened that he had to destroy Randy Orton, so that Shane couldn't use him as a tool anymore. And Sammy adds that it wasn't long ago that his sister Stephanie used Orton the same way on Raw. So it's nothing new. And Owen says they have to fight for their opportunities while Orton has been handed his. And Sammy, in referencing what happened in the previous week's main event, proceeds to provide an educational lecture on the setup of the arena. Drew Gulak would be proud. As Sammy proceeds to explain that now here, as you can see, I'm currently in the ring. Obviously, this is the ring. Now, if I go through these ropes here, go out here, I am now outside the ring. Or what we in the business sometimes refer to as ringside. And he uses finger quotes for that. Now, there are a lot of things you might see at ringside. A terrible commentary team. Ring announcer, the bell ringy guy. I don't know your name. It's Steve? It's Steve. We come over here. You get a close-up look at the WWE Universe, which I gotta say this week is not a pretty sight. And then if I walk over here, right over here, this is the ramp over here, and as you can see. So right now I'm in ringside, but you see right around this area right here at the base of the ramp, this is where everything changes. Because you see, when I go over here, this is no longer ringside. And this is last week, is where I destroyed Randy Orton with a steel chair. And so therefore, we actually played within Shane McMahon's absurd rules. Because we are smarter than him. And we will continue to do this. And we will continue to destroy people like Randy Orton who, we had to destroy him. He was being, used as a tool by Shane McMahon. So we destroyed Randy Orton, so he won't be a problem anymore. Kevin Owens is still standing in the ring. Probably eats an RKO out of nowhere. Sami Zayn looks rather concerned, and it turns to apparently first instinct is to abandon his best friend Kevin Owens, and he tries to leave when here comes the money. Oh, here it goes. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar, ching, ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. Shane McMahon comes out and proceeds to inform Sammy, who is now caught between Shane and Orton, and proceeds to say that, contrary to popular belief, I don't have a vendetta against the two of you. It's just not true. And I know you two had a big problem with being left off of Survivor Series, so I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen again, because the two of you will be competing at the Clash of Champions. In fact, Sammy, you can tell him when he wakes up that you will be competing with your best friend Kevin Owens in a tag team match against, and he looks around Sammy, leaning himself to the right, Randy Orton. and a partner of his choosing.
I would have laughed my ass off if he'd have said tag team match player.
Yeah. But we don't want you to feel left out tonight, so Sammy, tonight you're also going to face Randy Orton one-on-one. And as for last week's rules about things being at ringside, I appreciate your educational lecture, but you can tell Kevin when he wakes up that he will be at ringside for your match tonight. He's welcome to be. In fact, I encourage it because Kevin Owens is going to be handcuffed to the ring rope. Good luck. Money, 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 what the money. It was a really good opening.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Well, screw you guys. Anyway, that's a promo to Kevin and Sammy. And Sammy.
Would that not also be a promo to Shane?
I guess.
Well, you know this is leading to like Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens or something.
They did that already. It was in a cell.
Maybe Shane McMahon versus Sami Zayn?
Eh.
Oh, and people are speculating Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam.
That's possible too. Anyway, Orton is going to get an assault and an RKO out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. All right, so after this, we have some matches thrown for the night. We go backstage where Owens has woken up and is holding his neck in pain and requesting that Sammy explain to him what the hell was said while he was unconscious.
Woken Kevin Owens?
Woken Kevin Owens. And Sami Zayn begrudgingly explains to him the stipulations that Shane laid out. He's not happy about being handcuffed to the ring rope, but decides he's going to go talk to Daniel Bryan about it. And make this right. So promo to Kevin and Sammy. Sammy? Okay. Next we go out to the ring where we have ourselves a tag team match player. Featuring the team of Rusev and Aiden English. Team Rusev Day. Taking on hashtag the Day of New. This week represented by Big E and Kofi.
Jim, make a note. Team Rusev Day needs to be put together for the next draft.
Yes. So does Team Kevin and Sammy.
Assuming they stick around together as a team.
I see no reason they wouldn't, but yeah. Anyway. So we have this aforementioned match, which the victors are Rusev and Aiden, who are able to succeed after the New Day gets a little bit too focused on Aiden English, and Rusev takes advantage. Via a Machka kick to the back of Kofi's head. So, win for hashtag Team Rusev Day. So we will begin off with the New Day. Xavier Woods is going to get accompaniment points. As you do. 74. Oh, pardon. And honorary points to Francesca too. And then we're going to have Big E and Kofi are going to get 5 points each for competing in this match. Kofi had 2 moves, so he's going to get 7 points. $90. And Big E is going to get 5 for competing, and 4 moves is 9 points to Big E. Meanwhile, in English, we'll get 15 points for being on the winning team. He will get 5 for competing is 20, and 3 moves is 23 points to Aiden English. And Rusev will get 20 points for winning a match. He'll get 5 for being in the match. And he will get 1 move for the Machka kick. Is 26 points to Rusev. All right. After this, we see some footage of Mojo turning on Zack Ryder last week. And now we go to Renee Young in the back, who's interviewing Mojo Rawley, and Mojo explains his motivations here. Pointing out that, Zack Ryder got hurt right when things were going really well for him and Mojo. They had a tag team title opportunity and everything. And, while Zack Ryder was gone, Mojo started excelling. He was having matches at WrestleMania. He was doing great. And then Zack Ryder came back and just turned into dead weight that was holding him down. They haven't won shit since Zack Ryder came back. And Mojo says he's a serious competitor, not just someone's tag team partner. And he wants to issue a challenge to the locker room saying that if they don't like him beating down Zack Ryder from behind, they can fight him over it. So, promo to Mojo Rawley. Because he's not wrong. Nobody has anything to say. Fair enough.
He's not fully wrong, but he's not right either.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have a match at WrestleMania, but
he was hanging out with the Gronk. He was relevant.
That's a strong word.
More relevant than he had been before.
Yeah, but to be fair, like when he came up, really being with Zack Ryder is what kind of, elevated him, like brought him. He would have been in NXT still if he wasn't part of the Hype Bros. That's what I'm.
He would have been, but at the same time, he excelled. When Zack Ryder was around. I remind you, not only did he have a match at WrestleMania, said match was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which he won.
He won with help, yes.
He still won.
Yeah.
And I remind you that in winning that match, what the match came down to was him defeating the former WWE champion, Jinder Mahal.
If that's a career highlight, then more power to him. I beat Jinder Mahal. Oh, okay. When he had the belt? No. But, okay.
Yeah. If they went out of the way to have him not win against Jinder when he had the belt so they could bury that little loose end. Anyway. I agree with Mojo Rawley's motivation here. Moving along. We come back to Daniel Bryan, who is backstage with Carmella, Lana, and Tamina. And they are having a dispute over who deserves a women's championship match. With the only general agreement being that it's not Natalya, who currently has it. Carmella makes the point that she deserves the title shot because she rid the world of James Ellsworth.
First Money in the Bank women's winner? Okay.
Yeah. Lana then makes the case that Tamina deserves a spot, saying that, so Bryan says that, no, I can't do that because Natalya vs. Charlotte has already been booked. I can't change the match now. For some reason. And then the Riot Squad joins them in the office, and Ruby makes the point that, I pinned the women's champion Charlotte Flair last week. Shouldn't that put me in line for a women's title match? So all the women in the office start arguing, and Daniel Bryan finally tells them all to shut up. This is fine. Y'all want to be in the women's title match at Clash Champions? Fine. You're all in the women's title match at Clash of Champions. It's now a lumberjack match. Have fun. Get out. So yes, the women's championship match will now be a lumberjill match. Featuring those 6 ladies plus others as the lumberjills. Do we still say lumberjill, or is that considered sexist now?
As far as I know, it's still called lumberjill match, even though he said lumberjack. I think either works, but
okay.
There's probably someone that would get mad. So.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I just don't want to offend anybody. Lumberjack match.
I would call it lumberjill.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's going to be a promo to the 6 ladies that were present in the office. So that would be, since I'm in the area, that'd be Lana. And that would be Carmella. And that would be Tamina. And that would be Ruby Riott. Let me get Sarah Logan while I'm down here. And Ruby Riott. That's... And then... Liv Morgan. I remembered. And that would be 3... 42. I like how the Riot Squad members have more points than Ruby Riott. It seems funny to me. Anyway, so we come back to the locker room area where Bobby Roode is joined by the United States champion Baron Corbin.
Because Ruby Riott doesn't do anything?
I guess. So Corbin comes in and says that, Bobby, we don't like each other, but I think we can both agree that Dolph Ziggler does not belong in this championship match at Clash of Champions. Because, think about it, Bobby. And Bobby's like, you make a valid point, because that just reduced my chances of becoming the United States champion by a third. And Corbin's like, well, that's not the important. What's more important is that just reduced my chances of retaining the title by a third. And since I'm the champion, I'm the only one that matters anyway. And Dolph Ziggler proceeds to walk in. He makes fun of Corbin for failing to win his Money in the Bank cash-in. And says that both their odds of winning at Clash of Champions just dropped to 0. I'll see you in Boston. So a promo to those 3 gentlemen. Rude.
Yeah, Ziggler's not winning.
No, he's not. Dolph, right. Yeah, the way things are going, I would say I think that Dolph probably has a very bright future as the next Impact Wrestling champion.
Potentially. Although his contract was supposed to have been up in October, and he's still working for WWE, so I'm wondering if he doesn't have a new contract.
Maybe. Here's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the way they're used, if you were to have that Underground pay-per-view, if Dolph Ziggler were to have a match against Bray Wyatt, would the universe implode?
double count out, so they both lose.
Yes, exactly.
I suppose.
Anyway, let's see here. The Bludgeon Brothers come out and they annihilate some really crappy cruiserweight-looking jobbers.
Hashtag local talent.
These, I swear to God, the Bludgeon Brothers had a good 2 feet on these dudes.
They beat up somebody's kids.
That's a slight exaggeration, but still, these were some short-ass dudes, comparatively speaking. These dudes were probably like my height, and the Bludgeon Brothers are like 6'2".
They beat up the Lucha Dragons?
No, they beat up Adam James and Josh Carr, apparently.
That was a short joke, son. I guess Carr is not that short, but he's still short.
Yeah. So yeah, Rowan kicks one of them in the face. They get thrown out of the ring. Harper decks the other one with a lariat. They then get back in the ring with whichever Rowan gets attacked to become the legal man. They take one of the two. Harper then proceeds to pick Rowan up and body slam him onto one of the dudes. And Harper then tags in, and they then hit the double team finisher that they do.
Mm-hmm.
In what is effectively a squash match. So, Bludgeon Brothers. Hang on, so let's see. I believe Harper was the legal man, yes. So we'll do Rowan first. Rowan is going to get himself 5 for competing, 15 for being on the winning team is 20, and 2 for moves is 22 points to Eric Rowan. At 103. And then Luke Harper won the match. That's 20. 5 for competing is 25, and 2 is 27 points to Luke Harper.
Harper, Rowan, Bludgeon Brothers.
89, and 7 is 96. All right.
Thor, Thunderstrike, Bludgeon Brothers.
Yes. So after this, we see some clips informing us, by the way, if you have not seen it, if you did not see it this past Thursday, you should go check out Psych the Movie, featuring Charlotte. So that's
they made a movie, John.
Okay, then.
Good times. Anyway, we then cut backstage to Sammy and Kevin, where Sammy asks Kevin if he talked to Daniel Bryan yet, and he says that he did, and Bryan said that he'd think about it, and they hug but say they're uncertain about how this night is going to end for them. Sammy and Kevin. It's 5:04. And Sammy. 18. We then cut to the ring for a non-title match between Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin. 1-on-1. Dolph Ziggler is on commentary. Roode and Corbin beat each other up for a while. Then Ziggler decides, yeah, that's enough, and hits them both with a zigzag.
So much for See You in Boston.
Yeah. He hits Roode with a zigzag first, which gives Bobby Roode the victory via a DQ, and then he hits one on Corbin post-match for good measure. So Dolph is going to get himself 5 for commentary, 6 for an interference is 11, and 2 finishers is 13 points to Dolph. $45. Let's see. Bobby Roode won via an unintentional DQ, so he doesn't get points for that. And it was an unintentional DQ loss, so that doesn't matter anything to Corbin either. So they're each going to get 5 points. Corbin actually hit a move, so he'll get 6. And 5 for Bobby Roode. Okay. After this, we cut backstage where Natalya approaches Tamina, Alana, and Carmella about being the Lumberjills. And she basically tries to pitch to them that they should be on her side. Explain that, well, if Charlotte tries to attack you, you can fight back against her. But if I should be thrown out of the ring, you can just gently put me back in or something like that. And they don't go for her pitch. The Riot Squad walks up, and they don't buy her pitch either. As she tries to warn them about Charlotte and says she's honored to share the spotlight with the Riot Squad before laughing nervously and walking away. So I'm going to throw a promo to Natalya and a mini to everybody else. How's that sound?
That's okay.
All right. Oh, we got Tamina. And Sarah Logan. And Ruby Riott.
That's a really good name.
What's that?
I like that name, Ruby Riott.
That's such a Rumble Rose's name.
Yeah, that and Ember Moon. I'm like, those are good wrestling names.
Those are good names. Who the hell else is involved here? Oh, Mandy Rose. No, wait, that's the Raw one. Who's the other one? Liv Morgan. That's what
I like Ember Moon's look too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With her Assassin's Creed hood.
And Lana. And lastly, Carmella.
Like with that hood, I want her for just one time, maybe for like a takeover or something. I want her to come out with a white hood, just so we could say like it's the Assassin's Creed look. It'd be awesome. Come with an Altair hood.
Her and Will Ospreay.
There you go.
Nice.
You have to admit, her hoodie is her hood thing is basically an Assassin's Creed hood without the coat.
It is.
It is. All right, what else we got? Video package of the history between Jinder and AJ. It's kind of promo their match. Since neither of them could be bothered to show up on the program tonight. Charlotte has a one-on-one match against Tamina, which she wins.
Mm-hmm.
Uninterrupted, for once. So Tamina gets 5 points for being it. Despite the many women at ringside, mind you. Those being Lana, Carmella, and Natalya, who will get accompaniment points. Let's do Carmella first. We're up here. And then Natalya. All right, Tamina gets 5 points for competing in the match. And no moves, so 5 points to Tamina. And Charlotte gets 20 for winning. 5 for competing is 25. And 6 moves is 31 points to Charlotte.
Woo!
Indeed. All right. Kevin and Sammy approach Daniel Bryan backstage and start bugging him, saying that it's wrong for Owens to be handcuffed. But security appears with the cuffs, and Bryan says that he stands by Shane's decision. And throughout the commercial, we see them led out to the ring, and we see Owens handcuffed to the ring rope. And Orton then comes out, and we have our main event of Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
They're all mini to Kevin and Sammy for the backstage thing.
Yay. Yay. Wake up.
No.
Yes.
Never.
Wake up, America.
No. I don't want to wake up to sexual predators on the morning shows. All right. So following this, we have our main event match, which Randy Orton does come out the victor in, despite attempted interferences from Kevin Owens, who does manage to get himself detached from the ring rope via a pair of bolt cutters.
Yeah, Sammy finds bolt cutters under the rings, proceeds to hit Randy Orton with them. And Orton's like, fuck you, and knocks it aside. And Kevin Owens picks them and is like, bolt cutters.
Yeah, this is apparently a no DQ match. Seeing as Sammy was not probably disqualified for using bolt cutters as weapon.
Among other things. So Sammy should get weapon usage.
Yes, and he shall. So base on this is going to be the 12 because specialty main event.
Mm-hmm.
So Sami Zayn will get 12. He'll get 3 for weapon use is 15. And that's about it.
Did you give Kevin Owens his interference?
Yes, we will do that.
And well, I don't know if you consider that a
You're not going to accompaniment. He was attached to the ring rope.
Well, fuck you.
No, fuck you. Randy Orton gets 20 for winning this match. 10 for winning a specialty is 30. The base 12 is 42. And 9 move points is going to be 51 points to Randy Orton. That should be 414. Also, Sammy gets 3 move points that I forgot to give him.
Yay.
Post-match, Owens attacks Orton from behind, and they proceed to double-team him when he is saved by Shinsuke Nakamura, who jumps in the ring and takes them down, and proceeds to hit Kevin Owens rather, with a Kinshasa. Then Orton RKO Sammy, and then they proceed to pick them up and exchange them and hit each other's finishers on the other man. So that would be a post-match assault by both men, and 2 finishers each is 6 additional points to Orton and Shinsuke. How many did I just say? 6? Yeah. Okay. It was later announced that Shinsuke would serve as Orton's chosen partner at the Clash of Champions. I still don't think that's going to happen.
Well, it's on the WWE website, so.
It is, but I get the distinct feeling, given how obvious that would be, I have the distinct feeling that Owens and Zayn are going to beat the shit out of Shinsuke next week, and he's going to be in no condition to compete at the pay-per-view. And Orton's going to have to last minute find that other partner. We're not going to know who it is till the pay-per-view, and it's going to be Batista. and or John Cena. It's probably John Cena.
Isn't Cena in the thick of shooting a movie, though?
I don't know.
I thought he was.
Do I look like his keeper?
Yes.
A weird opinion of what a keeper looks like.
Well, if we give you a fucking hooded cloak.
Okay, then. Let's see here. Where the hell is it? There we go. Let's see here. John Cena is currently filming both Blockers and Bumblebee the movie.
Yeah, so he can't wrestle because he's filming movies.
Doesn't mean he can't show up for one match on one night.
I would have laughed if you had just stopped that sentence in the middle.
Ah. Oh, dear God.
Hmm?
Oh, dear God. Oh, boy. Cena's movie, Blockers.
Okay.
It's the movie poster. It's Blockers, and then there's a silhouette of a rooster on top of it.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
The premise. When three parents stumble upon their daughter's pact to lose their virginity at prom, they launch a covert one-night operation to stop the teens from sealing the deal.
What?
That is the movie.
Wow.
Indeed.
Okay,
Then it is aptly named.
Indeed. The parents are being played by John Cena, Ike Barinholtz, and Leslie Mann as one of the mothers.
Really?
Imagine John Cena's job is he just shows up and he's like, "That's my daughter," and then the guy's just like, "Yeah, you're right. I quit. I'm gone."
You would think.
Your arm is the size of my head. Can I leave now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I won't touch her, sir.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hmm.
That new John Cena movie is interestingly going to be released within a week or two of The Rock's upcoming new film, Rampage.
Rampage
then.
blockers.
Dude, if they had a giant rooster in Rampage.
Yeah, well.
Maybe in the Wii one.
Yeah.
That one was weird.
I feel like if they had a rooster or Rampage, it'd be played about as much as the wolf.
Perhaps.
No, there'd always at every time have to be one on the leaderboard with the initials COK.
Yeah.
Just like there always has to be an ass somewhere in the top 10.
And all of them are James Rolfe. Anyway.
Oh, God, they had a giant lobster?
Rock Lobster!
A girl named Ruby. And then there's Boris the Rhino. That was Rampage Total Destruction.
Right.
Okay.
Well, anyway, SmackDown ends as we cut back to Shane and Daniel.
Shane and Daniel.
Shane says it's a great finish to the show. One of the best ones we've had. It's one of the maybe the best finish we've had to a show since we took over SmackDown Live. And Daniel asks if Shane's done punishing them now and they can move on. And Shane says he's just getting started. Because see, the part he didn't mention is that in their tag team match at Clash of Champions, he himself will be the special guest referee. And if Sammy and Kevin lose, they will be fired, and not just from SmackDown Live, but from all of WWE. Daniel does not seem entirely on board with this idea. So there we go. Thus endeth the SmackDown. Let us check the scores. All righty. In the lead at 64-57. The Champions of Justice, followed at 55-07 by TNA Worldwide, 50-71 for the Glorious End, and still trailing at 45-24 is the Ever Broken and Woken Highlight Club.
Oh my God, there actually is a chicken monster in Rampage.
Nice.
Female chicken named Plucky.
I know which one.
Rampage Total Destruction. The wee one, like you said.
I was joking, but I remember that I think it was that one where it sounded like they added like just tons of shit. I was like, probably there.
A giant hen with almost no feathers. So apparently when she drank scum soda, it made her naked.
Usually when it wears off is when. Oh,
apparently not with her.
She's contrarian.
Lucky.
Lucky. Also, I think The Rock needs to drink this stuff because he needs to turn into Rojo, the bull with a nose ring.
And the eye is his mana.
No, that's what John Cena drinks in, but the bull won't be Rojo, it'll be Ferdinand.
Ha! Also, Rampage apparently has a fascination with rats, because so far I've counted at least 3 rat characters.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
They're hoping at some point someone will play one.
Yeah. Let me know at what point they added 4 turtles with brightly colored headbands.
No, but there was a turtle. Also, if they do this character in the movie at some point, it needs to be voiced by Maurice LaMarche. The character's name is Brian. The description is Brain Monster.
Yeah. Anyway,
continue.
Yes, so we are scored up there. So let us do the 205 lives.
205 lives.
Yes. And of course, as always, our SmackDown and Raw recaps come from, as well as most of our news comes from Raja.com. And our 205 Live is courteously provided by CageSideSeats.com. So we have a very interesting night here on the 205 Lives.
Mm-hmm.
As we so we are opened up and introduced by the commentators, and we are joined to start the show by Drew Gulak, who has been gifted the microphone of leadership for tonight, as the Cruiserweight Champion Enzo Amore is not here.
Fair enough.
Gulak proceeds to say that he has some things to tell us on behalf of Enzo, and he is wielding Enzo's microphone. And he starts off that there's going to be a PowerPoint presentation, but he's cut off by Cedric Alexander. And he says that if Alexander hadn't delegated, Drew was going to show us a slide about how strong leaders delegate. And so Gulak delegates this scheduled match he was going to appear in to Noam Dar. And so our opening match is instead Cedric Alexander versus Noam Dar, which Cedric wins via a lumbar check. Resulting from an unintentional interference as Noam attempted to climb a turnbuckle and Drew yelled at him, which distracted him. So Drew Gulak is going to open up with a promo. And then he's technically getting interference. That's going to be 11 points to Drew Gulak. Noam Dar gets 5 points for being in this match, and he did nothing else. Cedric Alexander gets 20 for winning a match, 5 for competing, and 1 for a lumbar check. Is 26 to Cedric.
Hmm.
547. And then we get a promo talking about the upcoming 205 Live house shows, which we mentioned earlier in the news. And we then cut to the back and see Mustafa Ali, Akira Tozawa, and Rich Swann discussing how excited they are about these tours. And Dasha then approaches and asks Rich about his one-on-one match that he has tonight. He says that he's dealt with a lot of adversity in the past, so he's not worried about tonight. He's gonna stay classy, San Diego, and take care of Tony Nese. Get it? It's an Anchorman joke.
Gotcha.
You stay classy, San Diego. All right. So that is promo to Ali, Tozawa, and Swan. Ali. And Rich Swann. All right. Next up, we have a recap of Gallagher and Brian Kendrick beating the shit out of Kalisto last week. And an interview with Kendrick from earlier today is shown. And he's angry because he's had to fight for all his opportunities while Kalisto has been handed his. Gee, where have I heard that before?
Every heel ever.
Pretty much.
And so that's a promo to the Brian Kendrick.
In every face that's ever faced Triple H ever.
Yeah.
So the Brian Kendrick, with Gallagher in his corner, has a one-on-one match in which he defeats Grand Metalik via submission with a captain's hook. Gallagher got involved when the match spilled into the crowd for a brief while, but Metalik fought back into it and slipped out of a sliced bread number 2, but Kendrick managed to throw him into the ring post and hit a knee and then the captain's hook. So,
Yay.
Victory there.
Woohoo, I get victory.
You do. So Grand Metalik gets 5 points for being in this match, and he gets 3 for countering a sliced bread attempt. So that's 8 points to Grand Metalik. Gentleman Jack Gallagher is going to get accompaniment points and interference points, so 11 points to Gentleman Jack. And then Brian Kendrick is going to get 20 points for winning, 5 for competing, and 1 for the captain's hook is 26 points to Brian Kendrick. 234. Okay. After this, we have a recap of Nia Jax and Enzo's new angle, as mentioned. We then see Gulak having a meeting with the Zo Train, since he has the aforementioned microphone of leadership. And he says that he wants Rich Swann taken out here to make things easier for him on Monday. But Davari Dinero, while counting his fun coupons, that's apparently a thing. I don't know.
Okay.
That just sounds dirty. I don't know if it is, but
I don't know.
I'm treating it as such.
It's in quotes. Right. I don't know.
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay. I guess because he has so much, apparently he calls money fun coupons.
Gotcha.
So apparently he was counting money. He had money.
Okay then.
So Drew, attempting to, take over the champ's absence, tells Davari that well, Daivari questions Drew trying to take over while Enzo's gone, and he says that Enzo will deal with him when he gets back, which quiets him down. But he tries to inspire him by going back to the Justice League comparison from a few weeks ago, and saying that Arya Daivari is their Wonder Woman. And initially, Daivari is a little offended by this, but Drew explains, no, it's because of both your superior fighting ability and your impeccable fashion sense, which he accepts. So that is a promo to those gentlemen. So that is Gulak. Gabba Gulak. And then Daivari Dinero. And then we're going to give Mini to Nice and Dar, who were presumably there because it said Zotrain.
Okay, then.
Stop beeping.
Hmm.
It listened.
What?
It listened.
It did. Anyway. Noam Dar.
So he just doesn't have a nickname?
Yeah, Dar and Nice don't have nicknames yet.
No.
There's time.
Yay.
All right, next up we see another hype video for Hideo Itami. And then we go to our main event, which is Rich Swann with Cedric Alexander in his corner versus Tony Nese with Drew Gulak in his corner. Rich Swann wins the match via pinfall off a Phoenix Splash. Surprisingly, there was no interference. Gulak got at Swann's face with the actuator to the floor, but Cedric backed him off. So let's see, Gulak and Alexander will get accompaniment. And Cedric. All right. And then we have Tony Nese will get 5 points for competing and 4 for being in the main event. Is 9 points to Tony Nese. Rich Swann will get 20 points for winning a match. He'll get 9 for being in and winning the main event is 29. 5 for competing is 34. And 1 for a Phoenix Splash is 35 points to Rich Swann.
Okay, then.
Indeed. Need 88 and 5 is 493. Following the match, however, Gulak proceeded to hit the air horn function on his megaphone, which summoned the remainder of the Zotrain. They assembled and surrounded the ring, outnumbering Cedric and Rich 2-4. But Tozawa and Ali come through the crowd out of nowhere and jump in to even up the numbers, which leads to the Zotrain choosing to that discretion was the better part of valor and heading for the hills. So there we go. Let's end this the 205 live. Yes.
Fair enough.
All right. Let us check the scores over here. And refresh all. And the final scores for the week are as follows. Champions of Justice at 65-22. Followed by TNA Worldwide at 55-79. the Glorious End at 50-71, and the Broken Highlight Club at 45-64.
Fair enough.
Enzo was gone. John got no 205 points.
I'm sorry, John.
Yeah. He's my guy. He's my only guy. Or I have some other jobber there.
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Jeff made 72 points off of that.
Damn.
Woo. Yay.
I made 40 points.
Yay.
Tiff made about 70 also.
Boo.
Let us go to the leaderboards,
Sure.
as we are wont to do from time to time.
Absolutely.
Still up at the top is Enzo Amore, the hashtag realest champ in the room, at 737. Sir not appearing in this episode. Followed at second place by Dean Ambrose at 600. In second place, 1/3 of the Shield. Followed by another third of the Shield, the Intercontinental Champion Roman Reigns, just 1 point behind at 599. Followed by the third of the Shield, 10 points behind that at 589 is Seth freaking Rollins. Followed by the WWE Champion AJ Styles at 569, sir not appearing on this week's shows. Followed by Cedric Alexander at 552. Kevin Owens clocking in at 513. The Miz still holding in there at 507. And Rich Swann at 493. And running out the top 10 is the Monster Among Men, soon to be the Monster Among Monsters, Braun Strowman at 486. So there you have it.
Indeed.
Oh, was it? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our program for the week.
How come you don't have a camera?
I have a camera.
No, you don't. Not on my end.
Yes, I do.
Now you have a camera.
Okay. So, we will see you all next week. As a reminder, this entire week is the week of WWE on USA Network. Check out all that fine programming. We will not be scoring tribute to the troops. I don't see a need to. So we're just not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
But do watch NXT and Tribute to the Troops on USA Network. Support WWE ratings and programming. And we will be back next week to talk about more shenanigans and to give our predictions for the Clash of Champions.
Indeed.
Any final thoughts?
No. Just some good stuff this week. Woken Matt Hardy. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing where that goes. And yeah, pretty much more of the same on the SmackDown side because Clash of Champions.
Yes.
Also, do something with AJ, goddammit.
We shall see. Till then, they're Jeff and John. I'm James Phoenix.
No, you're not.